Szydlowski on the left side. Szydlowski had a goal and an assist last night.
Yeah, he had a great night last night, and that goal was pretty, even went bar and in, so that was a nice shot there by Szydlowski.
And right off the draw, we're going to get a whistle. 10 seconds in, an icing call against the Fort Wayne Komets, and that'll bring a face-off back down in the end to our right.
See if AJ sets up a nice little play here. He's already talking to his D-man.
He's got Ralph Freybergs behind him on one side, Derek Dockin on the other.
Freybergs has that hard shot, too, we were mentioning last night.
Yeah, certainly. This one, though, the face-off was won and played up to center ice. As it is gathered in by Dockin. Dockin will swing it ahead. And Szydlowski will tip it. And it's back down into the Walleye end. Cheek going after it there. Hit on Dockin. Pretty close there.
Yeah, questionable hit there.
And it's sent right to the side of the Toledo net.
Yeah, I think Dawkins kind of shooken up a little bit going back to the bench.
Yeah, he is. Athletic trainer Brad Frederick going to hop down there to take a look in on Derek Dockin. We're just underway, a minute gone. First period, shot by Joe Silva, tipped just wide. Toledo trying to pressure again, a shot from the line that time. Looked like it went off the skate of Nastasia.
Yeah, hit him pretty hard there. He's looking at his foot as he went down.
But he's got the puck anyhow. Has Wuthrich open in front, a shot, and he rang the iron.
What a great shot. Nagle didn't even see that, kind of froze him. Luckily, he hit the post for Nagle. That was a goal.
Back the other way, Perlini with a shot, and that got deflected by Bo Schmitz. And Walters will come in to grab it. This line was the catalyst in that first period last night, Kyle.
Yeah, I think they're going to be a big part of the night, too, if they could keep the same style of play tonight as last night, because if you work the D of Fort Wayne, you could beat them high or low to high, and that's what they did last night.
And boy, they did a moment ago with a great chance for Wuthrich, inches away from giving Toledo a 1-0 lead. Ball Crowder over on the far side for Fort Wayne. Trying to get it up to the blue line. It's intercepted, and the Walleye will play it. Tyler Maxwell will send it in. Zombo and Leone. Max Gady did not dress in the last two games, is out there today. He'll be the 10th forward. We'll see him dropping in all over the place.
No, right. And this line here as well, they'll be working hard down low. Another line to watch. Just battling low, wearing out the D, allowing the first line to get their goals there.
As Lyric just holds on, the first couple of shots of the game have gone the way of the Fort Wayne Komets. The best chance of the day so far has come from Austin Wuthrich, and I think you're right. Looking at it,
Nagle didn't really see it. He just kind of heard it. That's for sure.
Yep. Yeah, that reaction there where he doesn't move at all, right? Tells you.
He just came out in front of the pass where the shot was coming from and got lucky and hit the post for him.
Yeah. You got a low goals against average, good save percentage. Probably are getting a few of those breaks as well.
Oh, I'm sure. Goalies love the post sometimes and they hate them.
As it's brought out to center ice by Bourke. Troy Bourke for Fort Wayne. Delayed offside call coming against the Komets. Long feed to center by Freybergs. Will be tipped in by Evan Rankin. He'll go chasing after it for the Walleye, but it's played by the Komets, wearing their typical colors, white jerseys today with the black pants and the orange and black trim. Orange numerals. Cheek sets it up. Perlini, left circle, a shot. One-time Walleye forward. Stopped that time. My goaltender, Jeff Lurd.
He's one of those players you got to watch out for. He's got 15 goals already this year. He's definitely a guy that could score.
Yeah, he has done very well this season again for Brett Perlini. He's found a nice home in Fort Wayne. And a matter of fact, against Toledo, he has 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points in 4 games against the Walleye this year.
Yeah, that's for some reason and I never understood it, but when former players came here, they always ended up getting points somehow. And I don't know what it was about or why it's like that, but there's another example of Perlini, a former teammate here in Toledo, getting a lot of points when he comes here.
As it's set up for Fort Wayne, near side, Weber Tipped it down into the corner. Nastasiuk was there. Has Wuthrich with Walters out to center. Sold the lone defenseman back. Szydlowski, though, with some good wheels. And he knocked down Wuthrich to prevent the scoring chance.
Yeah, great back check there. He's kind of hunched over. He might be hurt.
And again, Wuthrich coming across the line, but this time good stick work by Will Weber, who is just at 6'4". This Fort Wayne D-Corps averages over 6'3" and 220 pounds.
Yeah, there's some big boys, and there's another one, Soul there. He's a big guy.
Yeah, Cody Soul, you're talking about,
yep.
Number 44 for Fort Wayne. He leads them in penalty minutes with 131 already this year.
Him and Nightingale had a nice little scrap there in playoffs last year.
Yeah, they did. Hit him behind the net that time by Zombo. Puck is played up to center ice. Shaftsma in the neutral zone for Fort Wayne. Sends it in. Looking for it was Prochnow. It came free, though, and sent wide. That time by Thomas at the blue line. Gertzen with a shot. That's blocked by Maxwell, who's able to play it out to center ice. Beaupre activated today. Gabriel Beaupre sent it towards the front of the net. Lerg holding that far side post very well. And it'll be sent up the window and out to center it goes.
Yeah, nice job by Maxwell there, coming out front in his D-man at the point and blocked a nice shot.
We've hit 5 minutes played here in period number 1. No score. Turnaround chance by Bourke is stopped by Lerg. Belzile threw it wide of the net. Where's number 17 for the Komets? Comes across to Cheek. He'll wrist one towards the front of the net with Bourke out in front. It went high and wide. Pressure still for the Komets. Walleye working in their defensive zone. It comes free and a chance. That went wide of the net. Lerg may have gotten a piece though. Lifted high in the air and out to center ice.
I love that play. When the D, even A.J. Jenks in that case from behind the net, just hoisted the puck all the way out to the far blue line. Always a smart play.
Freybergs tries to chip it out. It's blocked. Comes across to Derek Dockin. Back out there after he went slowly to the bench a little while ago. And he looks things over.
Questionable hit from behind in the corner.
Yes. And then Rankin at center will chop it down and into the Fort Wayne zone. Komets look for Mike Embach. Embach couldn't handle it. Wuthrich has it just outside the right circle. He'll spin. Chop down to one knee. Managed to play it into the corner for Zach Nastasiuk. Nastasiuk on his backhand. Wheels and fires a forehand around the far side board to Walter. Walters is held up there by Soul. Coming in is Nastasiuk with the puck. Goes to Freybergs. He's open, looks, fires a wrist shot, and that hit a leg out in front. And brought back by the Komets. Here's their transition game. Embach fires a wrist shot, and that's blocked. Back out to center, and it's Wuthrich. He's got Walters with him. Wuthrich down the near side wall. Looking towards the front of the net, trying to get it across to Walters. Gertzen played it pretty well, and it's batted right back out to center again. End to end we go here for a few minutes.
That's 4-on-1 one way to 2-on-1 the other.
Gady's out there looking at Bo Schmitz for a shot, and a pad save made by Pat Nagle, his first official shot that he's had to stop.
It was a nice shot there by Bo Schmitz coming down the wall, hitting that far pad, looking for a rebound for somebody driving the net.
2 nights ago in Brampton, Bo Schmitz scored the tying goal. Got Toledo a point that night. Remember, if they win today, they will take 5 of 6 possible points this weekend.
That's great. That's a great weekend.
Yeah, I mean, you write that down, you'll take that all year long. At the line, it's Silva with a shot, and that didn't miss by much. Good traffic in front of the cage as well as it's sent around by Fort Wayne. That's going to go the length, and we'll get a whistle for an icing call coming against the Komets. So as we've seen with these two teams, especially over the last 3 meetings, Toledo gets some pressure. Then it's Fort Wayne getting some pressure, and then right back Toledo. Back and forth they go with these two excellent teams.
So one of the things you got to watch here is the back checking. Saw some great back checks earlier here, trying to eliminate that extra man joining the rush.
Face-off will go in behind the Fort Wayne net. Squibbed up the far side. Meurs able to play it. And the Komets are out to center ice. Pass for Thomas, broken up by Dejan Mingo. Had a very good night at D last night. And he's playing it again today. Well, he misses with that pass, and it's going to be an icing call against Toledo.
Yeah, he had a great shot there for his first professional goal. I'm sure he'll take that one from the point.
Yep, that was a rocket in the top part of the net for Dejan Mingo. Force out of Bowling Green. Forward there his first couple of years. Picked up some good points, the Bowling Green Falcons, and then was converted defenseman in his junior season.
And you know what I like about Mingo is he's not complaining. He's getting the opportunity to play right now. He's a rookie. And he kind of talked about that. When you get thrown in there, you make the best of it. You play your heart out, and good things will come from playing hard. And last night he got rewarded for a nice shot.
Shallow one-on-one, cuts across, fired a shot. That's blocked. Drew Daniels leads the Fort Wayne Komets in plus-minus, plus 16. He led the entire league a year ago in plus-minus for the Fort Wayne Komets. Plus 46 last season.
I could remember that. Looking down their roster before a game and seeing the plus 20 and plus 30, it's amazing.
Good save by Lurg. Puck loose at the doorstep. Skips in behind the net and all the way over to the far side wall. That's where Cheek is. Rolls it in front, and Lurg's going to go ahead and cover, and then Dokken knocking down Belzile, and that's going to draw a crowd. Freyberg's right in the middle of it. And we got a timeout on the ice with tempers flaring up here between Toledo and Fort Wayne. We'll be back. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. Well, it's Valentine's Day edition of Toledo Walleye Hockey. There'll be a lot of love in the building with the two closest rivals.
Oh, yeah.
Toledo and Fort Wayne.
Actually had a fan come up to me and say that today. I got a little chuckle out of it.
Yeah. Of all teams to play on a Valentine's Day, huh?
Right, yep.
Fort Wayne Komets, Toledo Walleye. One of the better matchups we'll see all year, though, with these two great teams.
Yep, and they're fun to watch.
Got good coaching. Gary Graham for Fort Wayne. Derek Lalone for Toledo. As Lurg makes another save. He's been busy here in the first period. No surprise, though, Fort Wayne will put some shots on goal. They average almost 34 a game.
That's a lot of shots. I'm sure Jeff will take them. He loves getting shot on. And that's the thing about these two teams, man. They're so fast and they're skilled. It's an action game. It's not a team trying to slow the other team down to bring them back to their style of game. It's two teams that head north and south just as fast, and it's entertaining to watch.
One note that has come out of the last 4 games for Toledo, they have actually outshot the opponent 4 straight games.
Right.
At the line, Gertzen, a shot off the face-off win, that time by Crowder. And with him back in the lineup for Fort Wayne, he adds another element. He'll win a lot of face-offs, Paul Crowder.
Yeah, I remember lining up against him quite a bit. And it was always a friendly matchup. I always joked around if I was hot one night beating him, and one night he would beat me all the time, and let's get some chuckles out of it. He's a nice guy and a great player.
Yeah, he certainly is. Remember him from his days in Wheeling as well, for Paul Crowder.
Did he have a twin too? I believe he had a brother on the same team with Wheeling.
Could be right on that. I'm trying. Now you got my brain thinking. You threw me a curveball here. I got to think for a minute.
Maybe I'm just crazy. I don't remember making things up again.
Now that's possible. I'm actually sure I think you might be right on that, but I'll have to check the numbers on that. Get back to you.
Almost like Daniels out here.
Yes.
I took that in the face.
Yeah, he did. Upstairs with that one, but it skips into the crowd. And we got a stoppage in play. Still scoreless here at the Huntington Center. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey.
Person sitting next to you rush their team this morning because it's time to pucker up and give that person a big old
We are back here at the Huntington Center, just past the halfway mark here of period number 1. And the memory still very good for Kyle Rogers. Tim Crowder,
right,
the brother of Paul Crowder.
Been hit in the head a few times, Matt, but I can remember some things.
Well, your memory was good on that one.
I just remember the two. I mean, great hockey players. And it's one of those names that you remember.
Yeah, such a good hockey player as Paul Crowder.
Right.
His brother Tim played at Michigan State. Toledo's after the puck inside the Fort Wayne zone.
Thought Nastasiak took a skate to the face there.
It was close.
Scary. That was one of my biggest fears.
Oh, I could imagine. As it goes to link, we're going to get an icing call on Toledo. Not something you're thinking about during the game, but obviously when you're playing. But yeah, you're certainly one thing that you do not want to take.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people have seen the scary incidents that happened in Buffalo twice, in the NHL, and it's never a nice feeling when you see an eighth of an inch razor blade coming up towards you. Scary.
Yes.
And that's one of my biggest fears. To ever see that, I don't want to see it or think of it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. As Bo Schmitz will play the puck down at the far corner of his own zone, puts on the brakes. We'll see this very aggressive attacking style from Fort Wayne, don't we, when they're inside the offensive zone?
Yeah, and the one thing you watch with, they'll move the puck east to west behind the net and find that guy kind of floating around in the, in the slot there, top of the circles, maybe by the hash marks, and we've seen it a couple times already where they're finding that guy in the middle, just kind of roaming around with a nice shot.
Gets dumped in inside corner. Weber got a stick up high that time on Zombo, right in front of Andrew Wilk, our referee, one-time ECHL All-Star referee, Andrew Wilk, who is calling our game today. Neil Campbell and Bob Marcius are on the lines.
It might be one of these games he's going to let the guys play. Two good teams matched up today.
As Soul fires a wrister, nobody in front for Fort Wayne. Lurg knocked that to the corner with a blocker, and it's A.J. Jenks to play it. Up the near side, Gertzen knocked it down. He gave it right back to A.J. He'll look things over and has the pass to Max Gady. At center ice, he'll fire it in. Couple of big high-scoring forwards on this team for Fort Wayne. Sean Szydlowski, got to keep an eye on him, number 19. And number 15, Mike Embuck, who's third in the league in scoring with 50 points on the year.
Yeah, he was one of those guys you had to watch out for last year. He's just, he's got that scoring touch.
And obviously Crowder is over a point per game.
Yep.
So is Troy Bourke. As it's backhanded near side, ahead by Shallow. Dumped it in behind the Fort Wayne net.
Crowder was a big pickup playing this, I think it's fourth game today.
You are right on it.
That's a huge pickup for Fort Wayne.
Near side, Walters. Coming down the wall. Had his pocket picked, and it's played out to center. Nearly caught Garrett Meurs just behind Freyberg. Puck will be scooped up by Dockett. Hooked at, and managed to work free from that.
Nice job by Evan Rankin. He felt the pressure coming down the wall from the D-man, kind of turned his body and just got the puck out of the zone.
A lot of offense on this Fort Wayne side. They come into today, second most goals per game in the ECHL. 3.35 per contest. Closing in on 3.5 a game. And Missouri is over 3.5 a game right now, leading the ECHL.
Missouri's another story. They're rolling. And
I will say this, they played a couple of games against Indy here about a week or so ago. They beat Indy twice, but both by 1-goal games.
Wow.
And of course the Fuel playing a lot better as well. We won't see Indy again until mid-March.
Right.
Bouncing around in the neutral zone, going off some skates, finally gathered in by Zombo. 9-2 the shots in favor of the Fort Wayne Komets. Remember, Toledo has a goal post hit from Austin Woodbridge, though.
Yeah, early in the year.
Very early. In behind the net is Zombo. Tried to backhand one in front. It was blocked by Nagle. Zombo's able to get to the puck again. Zombo leaves it to Maxwell. He'll fire a shot. And going from his left to his right to make the save is Pat Nagle. He will hold on. Still scoreless here in downtown Toledo. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey.
Recognizing our Phonetics game plan holders, we have two of our game plan holder winners down here. JW sporting some amazing Walleye ink. He is going home with a team autographed Walleye helmet. And Ronald, another one of our Phonetics game plan holders, going home with Scott Sarnhausen game worn jersey. Throughout the game, we'll be honoring some more of our Phonetics game plan holders as part of our We Love Our Phonetics Weekend. Walleye fans, let's give a big round of applause for JW Ronald and all of our Phonetics game plan holders here tonight.
Tyler Maxwell had the last opportunity on goal for the Walleye, their third shot of the game on Pat Nagle, as A.J. Jenks will come out to take the draw inside the Fort Wayne zone. Scoreless game between Toledo and Fort Wayne. Not too much of a surprise with the two teams defensively as strong as they are. Toledo 6th in the league in goals against per game, under 2.5 per contest. Fort Wayne is 8th. Now they're up around 3, but they're one of the better defensive teams as well. And Derek Dockin has gone back to the locker room, and hope everything's all right with him. Team physician Dr. Matt Roth is sitting back there following him.
Hopefully he's all right. Maybe it was from that hit he took early on, and just sometimes it takes a while. Maybe a nerve gets pinched or something, and next thing you know, you can't feel your arm.
Oh, Rankin will go in behind the net with that puck. Ended up losing it, and Shaftsma with a pass out to center ice for Crowder. Crowder's across the blue line, then lost the puck as A.J. Jenks came back on the back check. Runs into Gertson at center ice, but still able to send it down and into the Fort Wayne zone.
I don't think Toledo could really afford to lose another defensive player right now.
Yeah, it has been a trouble spot as of late for Toledo. A little low on the numbers. Dejan Mingo playing forward most of his time, but has jumped back there to play deep. Played very well last night.
And you got another forward, Leone, that would probably be pretty comfortable back there if he had to.
As Freybergs goes after the puck, and we might end up having to see that at some point. As the shot was blocked by Wuthrich back out to center, and the chance from Drew Daniels. Daniels has had some time in the American League this year. He was with that Chicago team earlier that Jared Nightingale's currently on. Shot by Cheat, top of the left circle, goes wide. Picked up by Wuthrich. And he'll give it the high 9-iron flip down the ice. Sauced it perfectly, so it landed. A little backspin on his Titleist, and it went right to the front of the net where Nagle had to play it. Now an icing call on Fort Wayne.
One thing I can never do is put backspin on it. I'm not the best golfer, Matt, but I'd like to see a shot from 100 yards out with a little backspin on it when it hits the green. When it hits the green is the key point there.
Well, you gotta play around with me once. And we'll show you some things.
There you go. It'll be a fun time.
Puck played up the near side wall. Maxwell able to hold it in. Goes cross ice. Zombo down in the corner. Sets it up. Leone threw it right in front of the cage. Went off of Nagle. Boy, sneaky shot that time from Michael Leone.
Even a little before that, Zombo kind of snuck behind Fort Wayne's D and just out of the reach of him as he got passed through the slot.
Shot is deflected by Zombo. The sole chance. Up over the glass and into the netting. So we'll get a face-off down in the Toledo zone. 3:51 to go. Period number 1. Toledo and Fort Wayne. Komets come in with 59 points. Toledo 61 on the year. Feels just like last year when the two were in the same division, battling it out.
The thing last year is we could never win at Fort Wayne. They could never win here. It was kind of one of those weird.
But remember when Fort Wayne first came into the league, Kyle, I don't know if you recall this, but The first year the Komets came in the league, Toledo went 6-0-1 in 7 games at Fort Wayne.
Oh. I just remember the purple dashers around the ice. It drove me crazy.
Jenks will keep it inside the zone. Crowd was complaining a bit as Evan Rankin was dropped. Freybergs has the puck. Quick wrist shot, and that hit the outside of the post. Shallow with it, tried to center it in front. Rankin was cutting, and it went off a leg.
Yeah, nice little give and go there, and just hit a leg.
Good pressure by Toledo as Prochnow has the puck, just trying to golf it to the front of the net before he was dropped by Cody Soul. 3 minutes remaining here in period number 1. 9-4 the shots in favor of Fort Wayne. Down on the near side corner, Zach Anastasia. Anastasia tied up, puck comes free. Prochnow is on it. Again, Anastasia. And he'll wind up. To center he goes. Bo Schmidt wants to go into the play. He does! He fires, and it goes wide. Oh boy, Bo Schmidt showing a little speed from the deep side.
He's, you know, earlier on talking to Bo Schmidt a couple weeks ago, he said he loves to join the rush. When he has the freedom to do that from the coaches, he will. And right there, another example, just missing the net, trying to go high.
That's one thing that we've seen out of these Toledo teams. It's been consistent year after year with Dan Watson as the assistant coach or associate head coach. Offensive defenseman.
Yeah,
can really play.
And it's you know, it's a little bounce, funny bounce off there.
Yeah, Lurg able to cover it though, right at the side of the net.
Yeah, anytime you could have an attacker and a smart decision on the defensive side, they have that opportunity to join the rush. It's only going to help to have that kind of late guy crash into the net in case that rebound does pop out a little high. You could get that you know, sneaky defenseman joining the rush.
Face-off will be to the right of goaltender Jeff Lurg. Stepping in to take it, Michael Leone. Belzile will take the draw for Fort Wayne. Crowd trying to get in to this game. Pounding Pat Nagle. Down there, the goaltender for the Fort Wayne Komets.
I'm sure he's used to that.
Yeah. And we get a little more of that when these two teams play, no matter which building it is.
Yep.
This rivalry is a good one.
It just keeps on getting bigger, too.
Now it stems from the fact that for the first time ever in the ECHL, in that second round playoff matchup, you had two teams with over 100 points meeting each other that early. As Cheek fires a shot right to the front of the net. It was gloved by Lurg, and he got the whistle. He wanted to play it, but the whistle came anyway.
That's another thing on Nagle is when he gets that puck, you got to be careful because he'll try to stretch his teammates hanging out, you know, at the red line or even the far blue line on a change from the Walleye there.
Matter of fact, the other guy who does that very well is Joel Martin for Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, last Friday night in Kalamazoo, he actually scored and basically set up a goal for the Kalamazoo Wings because of the aggressiveness for him playing the puck.
Yeah, he doesn't like the whistles.
No, he does not.
He'll throw the sauce pass,
He did.
the length of the ice if he can.
He set up Curtis Falk, who ended up going in and beating Jeff Lurg. Pretty much a breakaway set up by Joel Martin as Lurg makes the save and holds on. 10th shot he has faced today. A couple from Cody Soul, the big defenseman for the Fort Wayne Komets.
Yeah, Soul can definitely shoot it hard too with his height, and he's got to be over 210, 220.
Yeah, he is listed at 242.
Yeah,
and he's 6'5".
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Weber along the near side, able to keep it inside the zone to Szydlowski. Threw it towards the front of the net. Blocked by Jenks, came right back out to center. Szydlowski was there again. And sent it in behind the net. Jenks will pick it up there for Toledo. Goes across to Bo Schmitz as we're under a minute remaining here in the first. And the puck skips into the Toledo bench. So it'll be whistled down. We'll have another face-off coming. And it'll be in the Toledo zone. Make sure you stop by Frickers before, during, or after the game for food, fun, sports, and spirits. Frickers, hey, coming up. Yesterday we highlighted her as the birthday girl.
That's right. The
That
queen.
is Stephanie Miller, the queen of the Swamp Shop. She'll come in to join us here in the broadcast booth during the first intermission. Talk about some new items.
She's awesome down there. She's helped me out plenty of times, especially around Christmas time.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Going to talk about all the great new wear. Want to be outfitted and ready to go. Puck goes in behind the Toledo net. Walters, little touch pass across to Andrew Prochnow. Lifts out to center ice, looking for it there. Nastasiuk, played by Joe Sova down into the Fort Wayne zone. Under 30 seconds left to go here in period number 1. Toledo and Fort Wayne still scoreless as Jeff Lurg swings it over to the far side board. And the teams look at just 10 seconds remaining in the period. Prochnow has the puck. His pass for Wuthrich misses. That'll slide into the Fort Wayne zone. And period number 1 will come to a close here at the Huntington Center on this Sunday evening. A scoreless first period, 16 total shots combined between the two teams, but no goals. 10 saves for Lurg, 6 for Pat Nagle in that first period of play. So exactly what we thought we might see. A lot of defensive hockey as we go on the bench and bring in associate head coach Dan Watson. These two teams, Dan, have combined for a total of 7 goals over the last 3 games. None in that first period, although there were some chances for both, huh?
Yeah, there was. It's two, I feel, really good teams. Some of the top teams in this league are playing right here today, and we knew what they were all about. You know, they're a very good team, good speed, they're aggressive. They take away time and space, not only defensively, but also offensively when we're trying to break pucks out. So, you know, it's a good contest today so far, especially for it being a Sunday at 3-3. Great pace out there.
Hey, Coach, Fort Wayne in the O-zone. They're a pretty good team going east and west behind that goal line and trying to find that sneaky guy hanging around on the slot there. How do you defend that?
Well, it's 5 guys again, and we just have to make sure that, like you mentioned, east-west, they spread the zone. They like to go D to D across the blue line, and they're real good net front too, Kyle. They've got a great guy tipping, screening all the time, trying to get in front of Lurgy. So it's one of those things where it's 5 guys. We all have our responsibilities. Anytime we lose coverage and give them easy offense, we know there's a chance they're going to capitalize. So it's really it's a 5-man unit working together, something we're trying to get better at.
And it was something that was building a little bit in the game last night, holding Brampton to just 1 goal. How did you think your team did in that defensive zone in period 1?
I think we're fine. I think there's a couple sloppy plays, maybe a couple Sunday plays you could call them, where guys are just tired, but this is why you've got to fight through that fatigue, fight through that mental block, and really make sure we get pucks out at the blue line and also in at the offensive blue line. We can't have any turnovers, allowing them easy transition. But overall, a fine period, but I still think we have to find more for the next 2.
All right, Dan, best of luck the rest of the way. Thanks for the time.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, that is Associate Head Coach Dan Watson joining us after 1 period of play. We're scoreless here at the Huntington Center. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey.
The Walleye are back for another year of action-packed hockey. So bring down the whole family for some pure adrenaline-powered puck-slapping fun. It's the perfect time to catch the Walleye. You don't have to be a hockey fan to love it.
We're back here at the Huntington Center on this Sunday evening. Glad you're with us tonight. Toledo and Fort Wayne scoreless after one period of play. Let's welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. Matt Melzak, my broadcast partner, the Hall of Famer, Kyle Rogers, joining us here tonight. And Kyle, that first period, you know, Dan Watson, I thought, summed it up very nicely, didn't he? Talking about Toledo has to be strong in their defensive zone. I loved your question in that segment, and Toledo was. They did what they needed to do in that first.
No, right, and it all started, like you said, from last night, allowing 1 goal. In the past 3 games, they've allowed 15, so they're cleaning it up in the defensive zone, and let's be honest, that's an area that any team could get better in, and they keep on getting better as the game went on, and they started getting more shots towards the end of the period, so it was a good period for Toledo.
Now we'll see if they can carry over a little bit of that momentum. Let's show you the highlights from that first period. And obviously we have no goals to show in the first, but a very strong first. And we saw some of that physical play, and everything really started with that great chance from Austin Woodruff.
Yeah, kind of got left alone in the slot there. Nice hard shot. Nagle came out and fronted it, but he didn't see it. And got lucky, hit the post for him.
Yeah, didn't react at all, so you know he didn't see it at all. Toledo kept that pressure up a little bit, but in their zone, they had to be strong defensively, and Jeff Lurg had to be very sharp as well.
No, absolutely. Lurg at the beginning of the period, I think he had 8 shots there in the first 10 minutes, I believe, and he definitely played well there and continued his play throughout the first.
Let's take a look at the stats after one period of play. The shots are really the only thing on the board. Everything's zeros. There were no penalties, no goals, so all we have is shots. 10 for Fort Wayne, 6 for Toledo, and you mentioned it, Toledo got a few more as that period went along. They started getting some pucks to the front of the net, making Nagle have to make some stops.
Right, yeah, and you know, kind of what Coach said, you have to get some traffic in front of Nagle, especially when the shots start coming more often from the point there, or even a nice little quick play that we've seen, you know, a little pop play that Toledo's thrown at Nagle, but more traffic in front when the shots get there, and that's a goal you're going to get your second chance on to try to bury a goal.
Well, we'll see if Toledo can do just that coming up in period number 2, but we still have more to get to here in the intermission. The queen of the Swamp Shop will join us next, talk about some new Walleye items. Why not, right?
Absolutely.
So stay with us right here at the Huntington Center. We'll be back. Scoreless game. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. We are back here at the Huntington Center. One period complete. Scoreless game between the Toledo Walleye and the Fort Wayne Komets. And it is time now to welcome into the broadcast booth. Well, we gave her a hiatus yesterday because she had a birthday.
I did, yes. I'm a Valentine's Day baby, 13th. It's great. I love it. Yeah, thank you guys.
Happy belated.
Thank you.
Now, we did put up a nice graphic for you.
Yeah,
yesterday.
I saw, you know, it has made its way on the Facebook. It's all over now. So props. I thank everybody who wished me a happy birthday yesterday, especially the broadcast team. That was awesome.
We did. You know what? You always help us out, so the least we could do was announce the fact that it was your birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
And you don't look a day over 26.
Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, I love that. We're going to stick with that for a while.
All right, let's go ahead and stick with that. All right, now we got some new items here. You guys are always constantly adding on, building to everything here for the Swamp Shop. Take us through some of the new items for the Walleye.
We just got in our spring Under Armour line. So as all of you guys who come down here know, we have a great relationship with Under Armour. They're great supporting pro sports, minor league teams. So they jumped onto the bandwagon with baseball 2 years ago, but we've always had them with hockey. So we just got in our new spring items. I'm wearing one of the new ladies pieces now, so it's a nice cowl neck that we got on, Walleye with the hooks. We also got it in mud hens as well in the black version. So a lot of new stuff coming in, and then we got in a new men's hoodie. Kind of the same concept, a little bit different. It is part of the spring collection, so it's a little bit lighter on the hood, and then this is Under Armour's kind of new design that they're working on. So we got the new lightweight hood. Go ahead and
Okay.
pretty light, yeah.
Yeah, that is nice. Wow.
2 new ladies quarter zips, so that's their new little pattern. So just a black and a blue kind of to go with everything that we're coordinating for spring, that kind of style, and then. I'm sure you and Kyle maybe talk Andy into getting you one of these, the new men's quarter zip. So a little bit lighter, again, the part of that spring collection with the new designs on the side that are going to be really nice.
Well, thank you so much for bringing that one up.
Yeah,
for us.
it's a large. Does that
yeah,
work?
I think that would work. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're already in our
in
Sunday
your
attire
Sunday best.
today.
I love
so.
it. I love Cash Sunday.
Yeah, casual Sunday.
Like
we
it.
always like to do that, promoting our stuff. But yeah, so always looking to the future, always bringing in new items, new things, and that's going to be great going forward. And I know we'll have Mud Hen stuff coming around the corner because they have just that little new kind of thing they're building over there, huh?
Yeah, that new little small area that we have going on downtown right now. So, of course, we'll bring a lot more walleye stuff over to the ballpark. That's kind of what this expansion is allowing us to do a little bit. And then, like you said, always looking forward, getting more of these spring items because, we'll be playing into June. So we're going to need the lighter items.
I love the way. That's why she's the queen. She is thinking very positive.
Very positive and very far ahead into the future, guys.
Wants to be talking walleye hockey when we're into June. I love that. Stephanie, always a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks
Thanks
guys.
so much. I know you're so busy right now with everything going on at Hensville and the new swamp shop that's going to be up and ready to go here very soon.
Today is the 14th, so oh my gosh, about a month exactly. So remember, Hensville opens up St. Patrick's Day weekend.
That's
so
right.
We have games down here, so book all your plans downtown St. Patty's Day weekend.
Oh, it is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Appreciate it as always, Stephanie. Thanks so much.
Thanks,
and again,
Matt.
happy belated.
Thank you
birthday.
very. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
There you go.
Yeah.
We got that today as well. We have a hockey game with you here to do as well. It's a scoreless game, Toledo and Fort Wayne. We'll be back with more in just a moment. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey.
The Walleye are back for another year of action-packed hockey. So bring down the whole family for some pure adrenaline-powered puck-slapping fun. It's the perfect time to catch the walleye. You don't have to be a hockey fan to love it.
Back at the Huntington Center, banner up in the rafters for the 2016 Toledo Hockey Hall of Fame class. And a name right at the bottom there, Kyle Rogers, Toledo Walleye. He is part of our broadcast team now. So happy to have Kyle with us. And of course, whenever we can mention the fact, the Hockey Hall of Famer, it's always a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely was a fun night. That I didn't even get to watch the game that much. There was so much stuff going on, and just a great day in general for everybody. And so it's nice to get up here and see the game now with you, two teams that I love watching.
Yep, and you know what? You're a little different than Jim Weber. We had Jim Weber in here last night. He likes to remind you of the I am a Hockey Hall of Famer for 2014. You're like, nah, you don't have to mention it so much, right? You know, you're like, it's all right, that's all right. But we have to. You are part of the Hockey Hall of Fame here in Toledo, so we do have to mention it.
I'm humbled. You know, it's an honor to be a part of a great class like that in front of me, and I always say it. They're the guys that got hockey in Toledo and the foundation they poured, and I was just lucky enough to be a part of it with them.
That's been one of the great promotions we have already had this season. We have a ton of great promotions still to come here at the Huntington Center. Check this out. Next weekend, we've got our annual mystery puck sale going on. That's a special night. You never know what one you're going to end up with. And on Sunday, the reason why we have the dark night here at the Huntington Center we're talking about, we're encouraging everyone to follow Kyle Rogers' lead, wearing the black half zip, quarter zip. You know, we want everyone to kind of wear black. We're going to go at a heavy dark night, and the reason why is because of the fact Toledo's going to wear those jerseys they wore in Kalamazoo against the Wings next Sunday, the 21st. Those, the futuristic jerseys, the all black.
Those are nice.
With the silver trim and the fish hooks in the front.
Yeah, that's, I got a sneak peek of those down in Dave Alio's office down there. And those are some awesome jerseys. It's going to be a fun night here, especially when it's a blackout here in Toledo.
Yep, and then don't forget Friday, February 26th. One of my favorite nights, a Hockey and Hops beer tasting event. We've got our Peak in the Rink weekend going on and a wristband giveaway. Harvey Steele, he's ready to go for another period of hockey. The second is on deck here from the Huntington Center, a scoreless game. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. Back at the Huntington Center, a scoreless game as we get ready for period number 2. Matt Melzak and the Toledo Hockey Hall of Famer, Kyle Rogers, in the broadcast booth. We're ready to go for period number 2. An update on Derek Dockett. Got word from the locker room he is not going to be back in the game. Possible concussion, so we'll get an update from Brad when we can. So Toledo already a little thin on the D side, Kyle. They're going to be thin the rest of this game.
No, hopefully Dawkins all right. It all came from that hit in the corner, I believe. Kind of hit from behind, his head hit off the wall, but hopefully, you know, Derek Dawkins will be all right and recovers quickly. And you know what, Matt? Maybe bring back Phil Rauch. Maybe he could step in the back end and help out the D for Toledo.
Yeah, I've heard he's done a little coaching with St. John's over there on the high school side, helping them out.
So you know he's on the ice.
You know he's on the ice, yeah.
He's my roommate for 3 years. He was a fun guy to be around.
The net comes off in behind Jeff Lurg. That's the reason for a whistle. Yeah, I remember you telling that story about rooming with Phil Rauch. He's actually second in games played to you in Toledo Walleye history.
Yeah,
Evan Rankin's closing in on him.
Right. Yeah, no, Phil. You know, the funny thing with Phil was he played for 2 years straight, pretty much without missing a game.
Yes.
He was.
Boy, his first year right out of Canisius. He was every game.
And every day. He brought his game every time, and he was a tough guy. He would stand in and go toe-to-toe if he had to, and he was a fun guy to watch.
Pass to center ice, tipped by Dane Walters as Toledo skates right to left here in period number 2. Outshot by 4 in the first period, 10-6. Walters has the puck. This line was a catalyst last night. Walters centering pass, blocked by Nagle. Puck loose right in the crease, and it's kicked away to the near side wall where Szydlowski gets it out to center.
Great second effort there by Walters. Kind of missed on the first attempt, but got it to the net the second.
A turnover and a shot by Withrich. Puck loose in front. They score! Pat Nagle putting up an argument. Andrew Wilk has pointed into the back of the net for a goal, and it's 1-0 Toledo.
Well, the referee, Andrew, had the best look on it, Matt. He was pretty much standing on the back of the net during the whole commotion there, but nice shot. Popped up on Nagle, kind of stunned him and fell behind, and everybody's crashing the net, and I believe Zach Nastasiak just pokes it in.
Yeah, he was the last one there. The argument for Nagle is that his helmet comes off, but he's actually the one who throws his helmet off.
Yeah, well,
and Andrew Wilkes looking right at it.
No, right, and the thing with Nagle is it hits his helmet, and he does lose one of those straps that he has on the side, but the fact that he flipped his own helmet off and kind of wanted that whistle, kind of, it's a questionable call that, Andrew has to make in a split second.
Well, and that's the argument from the Fort Wayne side right now. Gary Graham's up on the bench trying to, now he's going to go down to the door. Matter of fact, he's just slammed it, trying to get the attention of Andrew Wilk. Mentioned it earlier, former ECHL All-Star referee Andrew Wilk.
He's doing a great job today. He's letting the guys kind of play, and it's been an even matchup, as you mentioned in halftime talk. There was or halftime intermission, Matt, I would call it. Even strength, a lot of shots, but no penalties.
Gary Graham, excellent head coach for the Fort Wayne Komets, his 3rd year behind the bench for Fort Wayne, and he is talking to Andrew Wilk right now, probably about that same thing, and I'm sure Andrew's probably explaining to him, well, he takes his helmet off. I can't blow it dead for that.
Well, the thing was, Nagle was beat. He didn't know where the puck was, so maybe that's what he wanted, was a whistle because his helmet came off.
Yeah, see, there you see Nagle throwing the helmet off. Puck is loose in the crease. It's an easy tap-in. Andrew Wilk is right behind the play. Now he's going to go over to talk with head coach Derek Lalonde on the Toledo side.
I'm sure coach wants to know what was said over there, and obviously it's a goal, but as a coach you want to know what's being said on the other half.
Off the draw, it'll be played by Fort Wayne. Well, Toledo at any rate gets the goal from Zach Nastasiak, who puts the Walleye in front 1-0. Toledo, when they have scored first, they have an 18-4-2 record when they've gotten the first goal of the game.
That's a nice step, but what's better is the fact that they came out second period, first 5 minutes, and they got the goal in the first 5 and having a great start here continuing.
Puck over on the far side wall, inside the Toledo zone, skipped up to the blue line, and a shot. That one deflecting in front, but going up over the glass and into the netting. We'll have a face-off coming down in the Toledo zone. Another early goal for the Toledo Walleye. Remember, they had an early one last night, less than a minute in to start the game.
Zombo was there looking for a stick the whole shift. I think he broke it earlier on and just got it there after a minute without it.
Lone assist on that goal for Toledo, Austin Withrich. Off the draw, it'll be played near side by Silva. Got it up towards the line, not out yet, held in. Beaupre with a shot, tipped by Cheek out in front, but goes wide. Dejan Mingo tried to play it up and out. It's sent to the front of the net, and Jeff Lurgo kicked that up over the glass and into the netting.
Yeah, Jeff wanted a whistle there. It's one of those shots that he has the opportunity to get a whistle when he wants it, and all he does is angle the stick, Matt, and pops it out of the rink and gets his whistle.
Walleye Hockey brought to you by MT Business Technology, digital imaging solutions for every business need. Visit mtbt.com. 17:57 to go, second period. These two teams will play twice more next weekend, Friday at Fort Wayne, Saturday night right here at the Huntington Center. As Daniels goes in behind the Toledo net. You want to talk about offensive thinking defenseman. Drew Daniels, definitely one of those, Kyle.
Yeah, he's behind the goal line.
And still working down in the corner. Puck comes free up near the blue line. A great poke check by Bourke to keep it alive. He's got it again for a shot, and that goes high and wide. Shala will run it down. Bangs it out to center. Rankin trying to get behind the D, and Beaupre got just enough of it to prevent Evan Rankin from the breakaway.
Yeah, great chancer by Evan. Just kind of got the puck poked away into the corner.
And Beaupre, desperate mode to knock that loose. And it comes to Bo Schmitz ahead for Jenks. Jenks barreling into the Fort Wayne zone, lets a backhander away. That's stopped by Nagle. In behind the net, it's Shaloff, centering pass, blocked by Daniels. Daniels yelling at Andrew Wilk, our referee, that he took a stick up high. It looked like he did, but incidental.
Yeah, I don't think Andrew's going to call much unless it's something. If he was going to call anything, I think he should have called that hit against Dawkin in the first period.
Agreed. I think that's the one that probably would have been called.
Right. Especially knowing that he's hurt right now.
Icing going to be called against Fort Wayne. Toledo with 4 shots already here in the first 3 minutes and 26 seconds. Let's go back. This was the hit you were talking about in the first period, Kyle. Take us through this.
Oh, right. I mean, right there, it's all back, and Fort Wayne drives his arms to the upper shoulder blades, and looks like Dawkins just hits his face off the glass. And that's one of those calls that you rely on the referee to watch your back in a saying that, you know what, this guy's going to let up on me, and if he doesn't, it's for sure a penalty.
And he did not. They're going to call Toledo offside right at the Fort Wayne blue line. Boy, looking at that hit again, I think I agree with you more and more as we go along. That probably should have been penalty. As a matter of fact, a lot of times that has been called. That has been an emphasis from the league's perspective for the last couple of years.
Oh, right, and it's something that, us players, it's instinct, Matt, is when you know you're going to ride somebody out, you're committed on doing it, but in that kind of case, it would almost look like he pushed him into the wall from behind, and he lost his balance, and his upper body and head slammed into the glass.
Face off right at center ice, won by Toledo. Ralph Spraybergs with a pass to center, tipped by Dane Walters. All the way down the ice. Walters will chase after it. And it comes to the blue line, held in by Bo Schmitz. Fires a wrist shot that hit Nastasiuk, who gathers it in for a shot. That hit Walters out in front, trying to create a screen. Brought back by Thomas. His pass near side for Fort Wayne. Knocked loose. Szydlowski's got it off to Perlini. Down into the far corner it goes. Stepping up, trying to play it there was Randy Cure. It's played past him and out to center ice.
Well, this line again with Walters and Zach Nastasiuk and Withridge producing a point again here this period, or this game, compared to last night. They had 2 goals on their line last night.
Yeah, in the first period, the first 2 of the game to get Toledo going. They have the first one here.
And I'll definitely give you credit. You called it yesterday that this line's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, they certainly have been. Meurs was tripped up at center. Down to the ice he went. That kind of prevented a scoring opportunity for Fort Wayne as they'll chase after the puck in the Toledo zone, and it's Dejan Mingo to backhand it up the near side. Lifted high in the air and all the way back down into the Komets zone. 5 minutes have been played. Period number 2 as Maxwell fires it in. Toledo will chase after it. Jenks down in the far corner. Unable to gather it in. Crowder will set it up for Garrett Meurs coming into the neutral zone. His pass got to the Toledo line. Knocked away there by Andrew Prochnow. Mingo passed into the neutral zone for Shala. Leaves for Jenks. Jenks into the right circle. Fires a wrist shot. That's stopped by Nagle. Shala after the rebound. In behind the net he goes. Shala trying to backhand looking for Jenks. Came right back to him. He'll go the other way this time. Up to the right circle. Set it up for Jenks. A shot, and that's shouldered away. Maxwell after the rebound, but it's gathered in by the Komets. Little poke check, though, by Prochnow. Has Jenks across the line. Jenks had it knocked loose. And Meurs able to clear it out to center ice. Fort Wayne in desperate need of a change. Prochno's got the puck. Prochno, near side, has Shala. Hillwine, he fires, and a save by Nagle. He's going to hold on, knowing that his team needs a line change desperately. Timeout on the ice. Zach Nastasiuk has given Toledo a 1-0 lead. This is Toledo Walleye hockey. Back with an assist. Six minutes, 3 seconds have been played. Period number 2. Zach Nastasiuk had 2 assists in the game last night. He's got a goal today. He did not play in the game Friday at Brampton. Back in the lineup last night, making his presence felt. Zach Nastasiuk, second-round draft choice by the Detroit Red Wings in the 2013 NHL Draft. Has a gold medal on his resume in the Under-18 World Junior Championships during the 2012-13 season.
Pretty impressive resume for a young guy.
Oh yeah, as the puck comes out to center, then sent back in. Quick offside call going against Toledo. Shots are even at 13, and I think those shots here in the second, as Toledo continues to put them on the net, 7 in the period. Kyle, they've owned a lot of the play here in the second period.
No, it all started with the first five minutes with the goal. Got things going right. And, a couple shifts playing in the D zone, but nothing serious came from it. It was good D zones, leaving a good offense, getting their shots.
Redo that face-off right at center ice. So look at Zach Nastasiuk. We were talking about him. In his time in the OHL, 89 goals, 98 assists over 256 games in that league. Outstanding. Of course, junior level, the highest, really, when you look at it.
Yeah, he's a good pickup for Detroit.
First full pro season for Nastasiuk, and he fires the shot, and a save by Nagle. He left a rebound, but Walters just couldn't get to it before Pat Nagle covered.
This line is just fun to watch, and they work hard too. The chances they're getting are all in front. Except for Nastasiuk there getting a shot, but you had Walters driving the net, whacking, getting hammered on. Just trying to get that rebound.
And then we saw again the shot of Austin Withridge last night.
Right.
The game against Brampton when he scored the second goal of the contest.
And that was another example of driving to the net hard with Nastasiuk driving the net, drawing a defensive player to draw to him, and allowing Austin Withridge to step to the middle and fire that wrist shot.
Zombo will chase over on the far side wall. Goal and an assist last night for Dominic Zombo in the game against Brampton. He's out with Leone and Max Gady. Puck is lifted in the air. Szydlowski's got it for Fort Wayne. Nice poke check, though, at the blue line by Prochno. Fort Wayne, they can roll a couple of lines at you. Perlini, Thomas, and Szydlowski out there right now. A lot of offense. And their leading scorer, Mike Embuck, not even on the line.
No, right? Yeah, they have the option or the luxury to change lines up a little bit here, and with Fort Wayne just having the numbers they have and the talent they have up front.
Gady with a bump allows him to send the puck deep. Over 7 minutes played, second period. 1-0, Toledo in front. Szydlowski a pass into the neutral zone. Knocked down Dejan Mingo, off for Shala to drive it in. But it goes off the glass, hits the netting, and that'll bring a whistle for a face-off inside the Fort Wayne zone. Visit Body and Soul Massage Therapy and Reflexology Center located in downtown Perrysburg. Official massage therapy center for the Toledo Walleye. Call 419-873-7653. Well, 14-14. That's the shots. Toledo has the one behind Pat Nagle. Heavily contested from the Fort Wayne goaltender.
Right.
But you know what? When you look at this season series and the fact that the last 3 games, the scores have been 1-0, 2-1, and 2-1, that goal could be very important in the grand scheme of things as Lurg snares it. Right at the side of his crease, Garrett Meurs was there trying to cause some traffic.
Yeah, nice job by A.J. Jenks to take Meurs out of the equation. Nice job by Lurg to see that backdoor play they were trying to set up and just gloved it and got the whistle.
12-14 left here in the second. Face-off coming down in the Toledo zone. A.J. Jenks will be the one to take the draw. Derek Lalonde not happy at all right now,
Yeah,
screaming at the bench like, why is he not? And a matter of fact, I think he just got a penalty.
I think coach took it too.
He was trying to make a line change. The puck was up and out of play. And yeah, Toledo is going to get a penalty call.
Yeah.
Derek Lalonde, his first penalty call of the year against him. Only the second in his career. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct call that goes against the bench.
That facial hair makes him look angry, Matt. I like it.
Yeah, he is not happy right now. He wanted to make a line change, and Andrew Wilk wouldn't let him.
Well,
he gets the last change here at home.
Yeah, and Andrew didn't have his hand up, so I think that's why coach is pretty upset about it. He should have got his last change.
Yeah. A bench minor going against Toledo, so Fort Wayne gets the first power play of the game, and it comes on a bench minor. As Walters got it up to the line, held in by Daniels. Power play for Fort Wayne, number 1 in the ECHL. 22.6% overall. And against Toledo, they have been outstanding this year. They've scored on 32% of their power plays against the Walleye as Toledo clears it all the way down the ice.
That's a pretty big test here for Toledo with the PK unit. To stop this first place unit in the ECHL.
Fort Wayne. Now we're going to get a penalty call coming against. Well, wait a minute. A hooking call is being signaled.
It's Toledo.
And it's going to go against the Walleye. A.J. Jenks not happy about it. And Toledo will be 2 men short for 1 minute and 18 seconds.
Should be a nice little diving call. One of those that you
know what?
You can put your whistle away on that.
Well, I'd love to see that again, but
AJ got a stick on him a little bit, but maybe a little diving there as well.
Well, quite a challenge here for Toledo. Joe Sova loses his stick. He gets it right back, though. Makes the block on the attempted shot by Szydlowski, and he's able to clear it.
Nice job by Sova.
Well, a test here for the Toledo Walleye penalty kill unit. They have allowed a power play goal in 10 of the last 13 games. And at the line, Crowder a shot, a save by Lurg, and he holds on. Mbach and Perlini were right there.
So you're going to see some quick changes here up front. Walters and I believe Leone would be the 2 guys on the 5-on-3, especially with AJ in the box.
50 seconds left to go, and the man advantage, 5-on-3 for Fort Wayne. And Josh Shallow, serving the bench minor, will come out of the box. At the line, Cody Soul will hold it in. Walters, Prochnow, and Freyberg's the 3 out there for Toledo. The pass deflected, came up to the line. Soul gets over there, but gave it right to Ralph Freyberg, who sends it down the ice.
Nice, smart heads-up play by Freyberg. Did all-out pressure mode to the point, and it kind of read the play and took away that low play, and ultimately got it 200 feet.
And Szydlowski brought it in, but it's whistled down. Offside is called. And our alert faithful here at the Huntington Center wanting a penalty on Sean Szydlowski for the slamming of the puck into the board on the far side, protesting the offside call.
Would have been nice to see that 2 minutes, but.
Not a great job by Ralph Freyberg. He's going to go off on the change. Yeah, and Ralph's alertly. He was on it too, trying to get that penalty call.
Freyberg's is a referee too out here now.
Yes, he is.
That's awesome.
Well, it's Leone, Schmitz, and Silva. And it's Silva who bats it all the way down the ice. Down to just 15 seconds left to go in the bench minor.
Well, in this situation, they're going to pressure all out on the blue line and see when they enter here, they try to trap them.
And they did just that to knock it loose. Daniels pass across, pulls it out to center. That's going to do it for the 5-on-3.
Nice job.
40 seconds left in the penalty to Jenks, and a pass across. What a stop by Lerg. They turn the light on, but Jeff Lerg, wait a minute now. Oh, now they're going to point it. Now he points into the net.
I hope Andrew takes time to go talk to the goal judge there.
Oh, boy. Well, he turned the light on late. The whistle had blown. There was no signal from Andrew Wilk. He's down in the corner.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't know if he waved it off at first, then called it a goal.
Well, let's take a look at it, Kyle, and see. Jeff Lerg sliding across. We can't tell where the puck is on that. We know it's underneath, Jeff, but where is it?
I don't think Andrew's not even going to go over and get an explanation by the goal judge.
Nope, he's just pointing into the back of the net. It's a goal for Fort Wayne and a power play goal. So the game is tied at 1 on the Fort Wayne power play strike. Troy Bourke gets the power play goal. Now we'll take an overhead look at it here in just a moment. We've gone past the halfway mark. Opportunity for Thomas. A shot stopped by Lerg. Rebound is there, but gathered in by Jenks. His pass ahead broken up by Crowder. Crowder fanned on his shot attempt, and it's batted out to center ice. Rankin's going to race for it. Gertson able to just ward him off enough. And Prochnow will take it back into his own zone. Well, 2 protested goals here in this game. Why not when these two teams get together? Toledo and Fort Wayne. We're tied at 1 here in downtown Toledo. We'll be back in a moment. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. Well, let's take a look quickly back at that goal from Fort Wayne on the power play. Overhead cam look at it to see if it gets into the back of the net, and yes, it does. A good goal for the Fort Wayne Komets.
That was a nice attempt there by Larry. Yeah, he got over there pretty quick and just kind of snuck in, and if that net was over 2 inches, that would have hit the post.
Yeah, absolutely. That close, but we're tied at 1. And we've gone under 9 minutes to play, second period. Szydlowski across the blue line, rolls it ahead. Wuthrich on the back check. Perlini got a shot away, and another penalty call is coming here. It will be against Toledo. Is it?
Fort Wayne.
No, this one might be out Fort Wayne. You're right.
I saw Silva down. I don't know if he got cross-checked in front of the net there. Take a peek.
I thought the way he was poking or pointing, I beg your pardon. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, Silva got cross-checked from behind.
And that's the call as Will Weber goes into the penalty box. So Toledo will get a power play chance. Toledo's power play, 3rd overall in the league, 20.3%. Penalty kill for Fort Wayne, excellent, 87.7. That ranks 2nd in the league.
Those are 2 stats that you want to win at. And, you know, Fort Wayne's top of the list for both of them.
Freyberg's a shot from the blue line. Thomas got a piece of that. Back up to the line. Freyberg's has to run it down. Another thing to keep an eye on, Fort Wayne, the #1 team in the ECHL in shorthanded goals this year. They have 10. As Jenks steers it across the line and then lost the puck. Freyberg's was able to recover. It's brought back in, though, offside by Toledo. And a lot of moving parts the last couple of games on this power play unit with the players in and out. Shane Birschbach getting hurt. He goes out. Tyler Secura is on the power play unit. Now he's up in the American League.
Yeah. It's a funny game. When things happen like this, I think it happened over by phone call last few years. And we affiliated with 2 teams. You know, 1 phone call, you could lose 2 guys from 1 team, and 1 phone call from the other. You could be down 4 guys, you know, going into a game.
Minute 15 left to go on the power play time for Toledo. Wuthrich coming across the blue line, set it up for Rankin. Right back to Wuthrich with a quick shot. Up high on Nagle, but he made the save. Rankin still digging for the puck. In behind the net he goes. Sent it out in front of the cage, but Crowder with the intercept, and he'll bring it back shorthanded for Fort Wayne. Top of the right circle. They'll try to get it to the front of the net. A backhander by Crowder is stopped by Lurg, and Fort Wayne will force him to hold it with 50 seconds left to go in the man advantage.
Definitely taking a gamble there, trying to get a 2-on-1 rush. And, you know, in that situation, Matt, that's a risky play because if Lurg had the opportunity to poke it up, you could have a 3-on-2 the other way.
Toledo's power play has been fairly effective this year against Fort Wayne. 3 for 19 coming in, 15.7%. And we're talking about the fact that Fort Wayne is stopping nearly 90% of the power plays against them. That's a good stat.
Right.
35 ticks left to go in the man advantage. 7:15 to go, 2nd period. To center ice is Bo Schmitz. And Zach Nastasiuk did his best but couldn't hold up. Offside against Toledo with 30 seconds to go in the power play.
Yeah, it was almost Zach almost had to do a split there to hold the line.
Does your little one want to learn to play hockey? Toledo Walleye and Tam O'Shanter teaming up for the first ever Little Walleye Learn to Play program. Presented by Black and White Transportation. All sessions will be held at the Huntington Center, and it's open for children ages 5 to 8 who have not participated in organized hockey. Registration $150 includes equipment, ice time, and 2 Walleye tickets. Go to ToledoWalleye.com for more information. Power play time, still with 10 seconds to go as Toledo sets up in the zone. Top of the right circle, Maxwell fires a wrister, stopped there by Nagle. Near side is picked up by Schmitz. Schmitz to Nastasia. He's looking, power play has expired. Nastasiuk still with a puck though. He'll go up to the line, and Weber out of the box, knocked it loose. He's got Szydlowski with him. Weber cutting in, and he lost the puck going to the front of the net.
Nice job by Bo Schmitz to get back. He was desperately trying to get back as hard as he could, and he did, and pretty much broke up a breakaway.
Daniels keeping it inside the zone. A Perlini up to the line to Sol. A wrist shot up high on Maxwell, but he blocked it. Walters will backhand it out to center ice. Kicked right back to the Toledo line for Bo Schmitz. Ahead to Gady, who took a hit at center, able to recover the puck though along the near side, front of the penalty boxes, steers it in off of the linesman near side. Came up to the blue line, racing for it was Sova, but Bourke got it. He's back the other way. Bourke trying to cut to the front of the net, and Sova ran him over. Oh no, make that Zombo, and now everybody's going to get involved in behind the Toledo net. Gady's got the gloves down. Everybody is tied up. Sol is involved. Boy.
And the host of Sol's grabbing.
Yeah, it was. It was the hit by Dominic Zombo that started it. And everybody involved in behind the Toledo net. Gady ended up squaring off with Randy Cure.
Nice to see that, Matt. Little scuffle behind the net there.
Well, it all started with this hit.
Oh yeah, nice job by Zombo coming across ice and clean hit too.
Well, here's the thing. Trevor Cheek is actually pushing Zombo that way.
Right,
He's
yeah.
going to the front of the net.
See Soul jumping in there.
And the fans here in Toledo, as Cody Soul goes into the box, they love to have a little fun with him here in Toledo.
I think Toledo might get a little power play here. I hope. Because Soul was on top throwing punches, so he might get the extra.
Well, that's what's up on the board right now. A power play coming to Toledo when we return to the Huntington Center with 5:52 to go. Second period, tied at 1. This is Walleye hockey. Well, Cody Soul got the extra penalty, as you called, Kyle. So Toledo is going to get an opportunity with a man advantage. Their second power play of the game. They're 0 for 1. Did get some good chances, though, on that first one.
No, yeah, definitely moving the puck, just like last night, moving the puck nicely, getting shots through. Hopefully they could do that again here in the second attempt tonight.
Now, right now, everybody reacting, both benches. Anytime there's any kind of hit.
There's a 2-on-1.
They got a great chance coming. Wuthrich racing to center. He's got Shallow with him. Wuthrich fires the shot, and Nagle just snares it.
We'll kind of touch that up on that a little bit. They had a 3-on-2 on Toledo in that quick transition game, 2-on-1 the other way. It's one of those risks that Fort Wayne's willing to take.
And of course, just the shot from Wuthrich. A.J. Jenks having a chat with our referee, Andrew Wilk, before he heads to the bench. Well, we went penalty-less all the way up until the bench minor that was given to Toledo. That kind of started everything. Fort Wayne scored a power play goal to tie it. Toledo sets it up. Maxwell to the line. Prochnow and across to Bo Schmitz. Takes it down low rim of the left circle. A wrist shot. Missed just wide. Maxwell trying to hold it up on the far board. It came loose, and Szydlowski's got it. And ahead it goes for Crowder. They are so aggressive on the penalty kill offensively. Nastasiuk's going to peel away. Still with a puck. Nastasiuk got around Beaupre, but couldn't catch up to the loose change. He'll go to the corner to get it. It's batted free, and a chance again to clear. Prochnow held it in once, but the second time it's played down the ice. 35 ticks left to go, and Toledo's second power play of the game. 4:20 is all that remains in period number 2. Coming to center ice, Bo Schmitz brings it in from the neutral zone. Knocked down Weber. Plays it up the near side wall, held in by Bo Schmitz. 15 to go in the power play. Prochnow winds, shoots, and that went off a leg in front, and the rebound nearly carried right to Wuthrich. In behind the net is Walters. Got it over to the far side of Maxwell. Back to Walters. 5 to go in the power play. Wuthrich again to Walters. Sent it up to the line. It comes across to Sova. A wrist shot in front. Tipped by Wuthrich in front just wide, and it's cleared out to center as the power play comes to a close.
Some nice traffic in front of the net. Some nice shot from the point. Having that traffic in front, getting a nice deflection on Nagle.
3.5 to go, second period. Zombo in the neutral zone. Takes a hit, tried a little backhand pass. That got across to Freybergs. Delayed offside call. on Toledo. Fort Wayne back the other way. Meurs going hard to the front of the net. Zombo took him down. Penalty call coming. It'll be against Toledo this time. And Zombo with a few words for Andrew Wilk. He's going to get an interference call.
I think he just kind of drove him to the net.
And when the pass is going to him.
Looks like he almost lost his balance too.
So 3:15 remaining here in the second period, and Toledo will be shorthanded for the next 2 minutes. 20 shots on goal for Fort Wayne, 17 for Toledo. And off the draw, it'll be blasted hard around near side by Freybergs and all the way down the ice it goes.
Well, definitely seeing some special teams game here now in the second period.
After a very clean first period. Remember when we showed you the stats, there was a bunch of zeros up there, except for the shots.
Quite different now.
Yep. Business has certainly picked up in the second period in all aspects. We've got a couple of goals. Puck goes down into the far corner of the Toledo zone. 90 seconds left to go in the man advantage. Shot goes high and wide. Stoll able to hold it in for Fort Wayne. His pass across, and a centering pass right in front. Puck is loose there, and comes to Stoll with a drive that went high and wide. Boy, he got to walk right into that for a one-timer, but blew it way over top the net.
Yeah, he's got a hard shot too, as you saw, so it's nice to see him miss the net.
Freyberg's battling for it on the near side. Comes loose to Crowder. Crowder going down into the corner. Had it knocked away, and Joe Silva will send it the length of the ice.
Silva's been playing great here on the PK.
Here's what you got to watch for, as you talked about earlier with Nagle.
Yeah.
Headmans it quickly.
Springing the guys.
So Freyberg's still out there along with Silva. One fresh body out on the ice. That's Leone. Under 2 minutes left to go in the period. And a backhander right on. And a save made by Lerg. Off the chance by Trevor Cheek. 35 seconds remaining in the power play. And the last chance a moment ago from Trevor Cheek, who has 17 points in just 13 games since being assigned down to the Fort Wayne Komets. Face-off is inside the Toledo zone. Bo Schmitz tripped up after the face-off win, didn't clear the puck. Prochnow with a nice hit on the far side. It comes loose near side board. Prochnow is tripped up. Everybody up in arms here at the Huntington Center right now. It comes across for a one-timer, and Belzile's drive was blocked. Meurs able to dig it out of traffic. Belzile again! Up top, but Jeff Lerg makes the save, and he holds on. Well, a couple of possible penalty calls were missed or let go right over there on the far side. It started with a hit by Prochnow. Keep an eye on this. Prochnow trying to get up. Belzile is holding on to him. Only 8 seconds left to go here in the man advantage. My goodness. Shaftsma is waved out of the face-off circle, so Szydlowski's got to take it. He won the draw, kept alive by Fort Wayne. Backhanded to the front of the net. Bo Schmitz with a block, and it's cleared out by Maxwell. That'll do it for Fort Wayne's third power play of the game. They're 1 for 3 on the man advantage. Long pass coming up to the blue line, batted free. Looking for it there was Nastasia. Took a bump by Gertzen, who grabs it with 60 seconds left to go in the second period. Szydlowski near side with a puck. Nastasiuk watching him. He'll spin and comes up to center ice. Szydlowski to the blue line. Got it into Toledo's zone. Very dangerous player, and he goes crashing into the net. Jeff Lerg was trying to hold him up, and the net comes off in behind the Walleye goaltender for a whistle and a face-off. Szydlowski with a little laugh there. He took the bump from Freybergs, kind of threw him off edge a little bit. Well, with all the power play time that has started to accumulate here in the second period, Each team, good shot totals. Fort Wayne with 12, 11 for Toledo so far in the period. Face off to the right of Jeff Lurg. On the draw is Jenks for Toledo. He'll take it. It goes to the far side wall. Meurs will pick it up there. Tried to cut in front. Shouldered away by Freyberg. Puck comes to the blue line. Soul with a wrister got all the way through. And that one went through 4 bodies, but Jeff Lurg makes the save and he holds on. Well, you know, Jeff was very excited to get back in between the pipes today. His last 2 outings for Jeff Lurg did not go so well. He allowed 4 goals last Friday in Kalamazoo and then 5 on Friday night to the Brampton Beast. That overtime loss for the Walleye. Mbach goes in behind the net with the puck for Fort Wayne. Gets it up to the blue line. Beaupre with a wrist shot. That goes well wide. Came up the near side boards. Knocked down by Crowder. Sent it in behind the Toledo net. 12 seconds left to go in the period as it's worked up to Shalla. 10 left as Shalla comes across the blue line. Looks for some help. He gets it in the form of Jenks. Nice move. Got a shot away. And a save made by Nagle. Puck chipped up to the line. Schmitz with a shot as the horn sounds. And the second period comes to a close. Rankin having a little chat. Soul comes over. Beaupre. Well, this is the first of 3 games this week between Toledo and Fort Wayne. What's to come next weekend, Friday and Saturday, we'll find out later on. As we have a timeout with the period coming to a close. 1-1 here in downtown Toledo. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. Back here at the Huntington Center, what a game so far through 40 minutes. We are tied at 1 as we head down to the locker room and join Kyle Rogers. Kyle?
Here with Zach Nastasiak, the rookie, out with an upper body injury the last couple of weeks. How do you feel tonight?
I feel pretty good. It's a good team over there. It's a pretty physical game, and you know, London taking a beating and playing a lot of hockey. It's good hockey, so it's fun.
Well, you played last night as well, picked up 2 assists. Tonight you have the first goal in the second period. Really got the team going in the second. Talk a little bit about your goal.
Yeah, it was just, I think we just, Woody got the puck in the high slot there. Good shot on net, kind of went up in the air. Walter was driving the net and just kind of was sitting there behind everyone. I just kind of tapped it in.
Definitely a crazy time, and those are the fun times, and luckily you're just standing there in the right place, and nice tap in. Talk about your line, you know, last night, first period, you guys came out strong, had the first 2 goals with Austin Withrich and Walters back from the AHL. It's definitely got to be a fun line to play with.
Yeah, for sure. Those 2 guys, you know, they're hard on the puck, and you know, they compete every shift, so it's fun playing with guys like that, and they kind of, you know, push you to match their compete level out there. So it's fun. They make it easier for me, and you know, we have good chemistry right now, so we're just gonna keep it going.
A little different team compared to Brampton. Up tempo, fast pace, a little physical now. What do you think about the next few games? You got these guys 2 times next week. I think it's gonna be a fun matchup.
Yeah, it's like a little playoff series. Like you said, they're fast, they're physical, you know, and they're one of the best teams in the league because of it. So it's just a matter of coming and matching their intensity and you know, upping ours itself.
Last question for you, an important one. Coach is listening. What do you think about his facial hair?
It's pretty good. I think I wish I could have it just like his.
But thanks a lot. Good luck in the third, and you're fun to watch, and I keep it going. Well, there you go. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Coach's facial hair, but definitely having a great game, and that line continues to produce, and definitely got them started there in the second.
Well, you gave him the line, Kyle, of that facial hair makes Derek look angry. Well, he was in that second period, Coach Lalone. We're tied at 1. We'll be back here to the Huntington Center. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey.
Roots Poultry, quality heat and serve meats that are easy to prepare. Think Roots for your next graduation, birthday party, reception, or just a tasty home-cooked meal. Our heat and serve meats are easy to prepare and have a flavor that's unbeatable. Roots can be found in the freezer section of most fine stores in Northwest Ohio, or stop by our shop here in Fremont and check out all our products.
Over 85 years of quality. Roots Poultry, we're more than just chicken.
For any occasion, get Roots and get the best.
Back at the Huntington Center through 40 minutes tonight. What a game we've got for you. 1-1 tie between the Toledo Walleye and the Fort Wayne Komets. Back inside the broadcast booth, Matt Melzak with you. Kyle Rogers will join me in just a little bit. But before we get to that, we want to remind you there's been a lot of talk about Hensville. We were even mentioning it a little bit with Stephanie Miller in the first intermission, because it's going to get kicked off and get going right around St. Patrick's Day. And on March 19th, 10 Strings and a Goat Skin will be performing over at Hensville Park. And here's more from them.
Hey there, neighbor. How are you doing? My name is Rowan Gallant from the band 10 Strings and a Goat Skin. Hey, you're not from Toledo, Ohio, are you? Well, we're not. We're from Prince Edward Island, Canada, but we're going to be playing Toledo very soon. On the 19th of March, in fact, we'll be playing the inaugural first show at the Hensville Park. It's going to be a great afternoon with lots of things to do. And to give you a little bit of a taste of what we do musically, we're going to play you an original composition right now. So we hope to see you at the event, and thanks for watching this video.
we go, coming up at Hensville Park. That is on March 19th. 10 strings and a goat skin. Giving you a little folk music. As Kyle Rogers joins me back here again in the broadcast booth. And that is going to be an exciting time, Kyle. A whole bunch of things going on. Hensville will get underway March 17th, St. Patrick's Day.
It's always a good time downtown, so I have to try to find my way over there to Hensville and check it out.
Yeah, team will be on the road at Indy, so we'll have to wait a day or two to get caught up on that. But there's a lot going on. It's coming up middle part of March. We're just about a month away from getting things underway. Let's run through some of the things that will go on for that Hensville when it gets opened up. And I know it's going to be exciting. Opening day is going to be unbelievable this year when we get into April with Hensville and all of the rooftop partying that's going to go on. It's always a great party anyway when we get to opening day. But let's talk about some of the things. It starts with the St. Patrick's Day rooftop party. That is coming up on March 17th. That party will be in the new High Five rooftop, which is atop of the Fleetwood building overlooking Fifth Third Field. It's going to be a fun spot for you to watch your baseball this summer.
I'm going to find my way up there, Matt. I'll keep an eye on you, too, in the booth, and that Hall of Famer Weber up there, too. So.
Yeah, there it is, St. Patrick's weekend, March 18th, March 19th. Talk about March 18th. We got the beer and wine going on at Top of 9, which is going to be unbelievable. And then on the 19th, that Hensville Park is going to be rocking. Festivities begin at noon. They'll continue all the way until 6 o'clock. And then, of course, the headline band, we just heard from them there, 10 strings and a goat skin, the folk fusion trio from Prince Edward Island, Canada. They will be down to play at Hensville Park, and that is coming up in March. And, of course, more information for you is available right now at mudhens.com, and we'll keep you up to date. Hensville, it's going to be exciting coming up, opening up in March. Opening day for Mud Hens coming up in early April as well. So get ready. I know you're ready.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready. Let's do that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stay with us. We'll look back on what was a very interesting second period when we return here to the Huntington Center. Tied at 1, Toledo and Fort Wayne. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey.
Roots Poultry. Quality heat and serve meats that are easy to prepare. Think Roots for your next graduation, birthday party, reception, or just a tasty home-cooked meal. Our heat and serve meats are easy to prepare and have a flavor that's unbeatable. Roots can be found in the freezer section of most fine stores in Northwest Ohio. Or stop by our shop here in Fremont and check out all our products.
Over 85 years of quality. Roots Poultry, we're more than just chicken.
For any occasion, get Roots and get the best.
We are back. Toledo Walleye Hockey, our intermission report brought to you by Roots Poultry, located in Fremont. Inside the broadcast booth, Matt Melzak, alongside my broadcast partner, the Hall of Famer Kyle Rogers. And Kyle, we kept you up to date a little bit yesterday. Remember Scott Pollock, who joins us on our broadcast as well. He's the coach of our broadcast. You're our player.
That's right.
He's the coach.
He's a smart coach, too.
I'm just the talking head. So, we talked about Scott Pollock. He is overseas right now in Lillehammer, right, as the Youth Olympics are going on right now. He's coaching Team USA Hockey, and they had another game today. They won yesterday over Finland. How about their game today, played earlier on? Here's a photo of their team celebrating. Why? Because they picked up a victory today over Norway of 8-0.
That's awesome.
8-0. So they have outscored opponents in 2 games, 12-1. Coach Scott Pollock really liking the way things have gone in the first 2 games for him.
No, absolutely. 1 goal against in 2 games. It's quite impressive. So he's got his D squad defensive game under control, and the offensive side scored 12.
Yeah, back into the coaching ranks for Scott Pollock. So,
there you go.
Of course, you remember former coach of Bowling Green. As they win today, 8-0. We're keeping up on how it goes here over the next week and a half for Team USA at the Youth Olympics. All right, Kyle, let's talk about this game. Get back into it. 1-1 tie. What a second period as we show you the highlights. And it started for Toledo with a goal. Controversial as Pat Nagle throws the helmet off. Zach Nastasiuk, though, taps it in.
Well, that's a loose puck, Matt, right behind Nagle, and I don't know why he threw his helmet off there. And all reasons, probably because he didn't know where it was and he was looking for a quick whistle. A nice goal there by Nastasiuk.
And then we saw some chances both ways. Evan Rankin nearly breaking loose. And you know what? We showed you that hit on Derek Dockin that took him out of the game. That wasn't a penalty call. We started to see the penalties coming up as the period wore on.
No, and if Andrew was going to allow the game to go on with that, play questionable calls, he's not calling it, then he allowed all these penalties in the second.
And then there's the goal that goes in on Jeff Lurg. Then this started a whole little scrum in behind the net on the hit by Dominic Zombo.
And that all started pretty much a whole different style of hockey here in Toledo for this remainder of the game for the second period. With,
both of these teams playing a little more physical as the game wore on. Let's take a look at the stats through 2 periods of play. See the power play goal, that was for Fort Wayne. It came after they had a 5-on-3, which Toledo killed off.
Right.
Couldn't get the rest of the time while A.J. Jenks was in the box.
No, right, and the penalty kill has been playing well with the block shots and the second efforts, and they're getting the pucks out, sending them 200 feet. And even on that questionable goal that Fort Wayne got is, when was the whistle blown? Lurg had the puck. Did the whistle blow before it crossed the goal line? That's one of those questions that we won't ever know until we ask Andrew, and I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, and Andrew Wilk didn't call it a goal until he got to the net. It was long in there for a while after it. So a lot of controversy, but hey, we've got 20 minutes to go. Anybody's game here in downtown Toledo, tied at 1. The third period is next. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. Well, we're ready to go for the third period in downtown Toledo. 2 teams are tied at 1. Let's give you some numbers here, Kyle. For both of these teams, when tied after 2 periods of play, and of course with 2 highly winning franchises here over the last couple of years. You expect good records in these situations. Fort Wayne 9-6-2 overall, tied after 2. Toledo a record of 6-4-3.
Well, pretty close.
Pretty close,
as you would expect with these two teams.
And of course, we mentioned this earlier. The last 3 meetings between these two teams, Fort Wayne winning 1-0 in overtime, Fort Wayne winning 2-1, and Toledo winning 2-1.
That's unbelievable how close these games are.
And it's all after that previous game. That was back in mid-November. Toledo beating Fort Wayne 6-4. That's been since that game.
Yeah.
There's only been 9 goals scored in 3.5+ games. So
I mean, that was a day that the offense was just buzzing.
Yeah, no doubt about it. These two teams, they have enough offensive firepower, both sides, to have a game like that, but it's the defense and the goaltending that have risen up since then, as Jeff Lurg will make the save and hold on 42 seconds in to period number 3. Well, Drew Daniels will head off the ice. Remember, we had his brother Justin Daniels here last year. Justin has stepped away from the game of hockey.
Talked to him the other day. He's doing well.
Yep. It's good to hear.
He was a great teammate. Nice guy.
Yep. Couple of pretty good hockey players there between those two brothers, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
It was quite a series last year. They had to go against each other each and every game.
Yeah.
Mbach. After Wuthrich with a hit on the far side as the 15s collide. He played back in.
Mbach kind of throwing his body out there.
Well, he is their leading point producer with 50, 22 goals, 28 assists, 50 points coming in. He also has 40 penalty minutes.
Yeah, he's one that he's just kind of a physical guy when he gets going.
The puck tipped up right to ECHL Athletic Trainer of the Year, Brad Frederick. They're behind the bench.
Got to stay alert back there.
Yep. Dejan Mingo had his first professional goal in the game last night coming in the 3rd period. First interview with Kyle Rogers after the game as well.
He was pretty excited, as he should be.
And Brad, nice to throw that puck up into the crowd. Hit put on Mingo near side by Crowder. Gertzen able to keep it alive as Toledo will skate left to right here in the 3rd period. And Shaftsma make that Thomas who has the puck for Fort Wayne. Leone gets to it. Spins it off the wall and all the way back down into the Fort Wayne end. Komets will get control as Cure will leave it. Near side, Shaftsma coming across the line. Left circle, a shot right on. Jeff Lurg saw that coming, makes the save and holds it there.
Yeah, it was an easy one for Jeff. Kind of read the play the whole way and shot from outside the circle is always an easy save for Jeff.
Well, he tied his own record earlier this season with winning 7 consecutive starts. That was snapped last weekend in Kalamazoo. Now he's looking to get back into the win column after taking the overtime loss Friday in Brampton. Certainly looking like the Jeff Lurg we're used to seeing each and every night here in this game.
Yeah, he's definitely prepared, you know, watching him during warm-ups and even when he gets out here and how he's mentally prepared. He's going through his routine, getting ready. You know, even you might not like that goal there or what have you on that first one for Fort Wayne, but I'm sure he's got that past him. He's ready to go.
Played up towards the Toledo line. It bounces right back towards Lurg. Freybergs will gather it in. They're just joining us. Toledo down a D-man. First period hit on Derek Dock, and he stayed out, played another shift, maybe 2, before going back to the locker room. Hit put on by Schmitz that time. Rankin will spin it all the way down the ice. Toledo needs a line change. They'll get one. We played nearly 3 minutes here in the 3rd. Fort Wayne with a puck as they stride through the neutral zone. It's set up for Mbach's shot. Right into the glove hand of Mr. Lurg, and he'll hold it.
Another easy save for Jeff. Just coming down the wall there far side and letting them go. Jeff will have those all day.
Yeah, we were talking about junior hockey. We mentioned Team USA as far as the Youth Olympics with Scott Pollock a moment ago in the intermission. Back in 2004, 2005, Jeff Lurg was the USHL Goaltender of the Year, and he was the USA Hockey Junior Player of the Year that year.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Always got a little tidbit for you somewhere, Kyle.
There you go, and then even at Michigan State.
That's right. Dominant. Won an NCAA title.
Yep.
The goaltender for the Michigan State Spartans. Zach Nastasiuk has the puck. Ahead, Dejan Mingo. His pass to Woodbridge, and it's tipped down the ice.
That just explains how good he is, and you know, the effort that he puts in on and off the ice, and it shows on his resume.
Yeah, Jeff Lurg last weekend, that was his 100th ECHL game when he started against Kalamazoo last Friday night on the 5th. Speaking of hundreds, Michael Leone in his 100th pro game.
Today?
Today.
Oh. Have to call him out on that one.
And he steps in to take the face-off just outside the blue line. Crowder goes down to the ice. And then Zombo taken down by Meurs. It's sent in on Nagle. He's going to hold it for a face-off. Nearing 4 minutes gone here in the third period. (28-18) the shots in favor of Fort Wayne.
Look at those shots, Matt. Some of them are, you know, they're shooting without a purpose on those. They're kind of just throwing the puck at the net. So, I mean, that number really doesn't mean much. You know, looking at scoring chances for, I think Toledo has the better advantage.
They do shoot the puck an awful lot, as a quick try that time by Maxwell goes wide. We mentioned it, almost 34 shots a game on average for Fort Wayne. Toledo just under 30 per contest. At the line, a shot by Cure that deflected off some bodies in front. Thomas will pick it up. Skates along the blue line for Fort Wayne. Watch there by Leone. Little drop pass. Gertson a shot. Stopped by Lurg. Rebound there, and he got the save that time on Meurs.
Nice job by Lurg, sticking with the play. That rebound was right there for Fort Wayne, and Lurg was there to stop it.
Sova batting at the puck. It comes to the line. Gertson will keep it in. Bounce loose of Meurs. Near side it comes. Schmitz plays it up the wall, but not out. Held in. Maxwell chasing. Toledo's had to spend a good amount of this third period in their own zone. Leone's got the puck. Off for Zombo. He'll give it a nice little flip down the ice. It'll be played by the Komets with 5 minutes gone here in the third period. Tied at 1. These two teams were tied at 1 in the last meeting, going into the late part of the third period before Josh Shalla scored with 2:20 left on the 30th. That was the game you were trying to pay attention. Thinking it's Shalla again. Side of the net, a tip finds its way in, and Toledo leads it 2-1.
Nice job. I believe Evan Rankin in the corner, throwing it towards the net. Saw Shalla in front, and Shalla got a stick on it, and there he goes. Gets his second goal here tonight. Important one.
His 10th goal of the year for Josh Shalla. Mentioned it, he scored in the game last night. Shalla, by the way, it's his third goal of the year against the Fort Wayne Komets.
Got their number.
You always have that, don't you? He is actually Toledo's leading scorer against the Fort Wayne Komets this year, with this his 4th point. And Toledo has regained the lead 2-1. They led 1-0 in the second. Still plenty of time, though, with 14:20 left. 5:17, the time of the goal for the Walleye. As Perlini goes to get it for Fort Wayne. Near side, Daniels will leave it down into the corner. Turnaround shot attempt, that goes wide. It'll be Mbach to pick it up. Up to the line it goes for Bourke. Bourke down the wall, tied up in the circle. Mbach goes to get it. Mbach just outside the right circle, taken down by Mingo. It comes across the Toledo zone. Getting over there is Walters. Tip it up to the line. Soul did not hold it in, so delayed offside call. Toledo will take it. Well, you talk about coming out of nowhere with that play.
Yeah, you know, we've seen that quite a bit, Matt, is, you know, guys kind of throwing the puck to the net from the corner of the goal line. You know, sometimes it gets that stick, and catches the goalie off guard, kind of like Nagle hit a stick, shallow stick, and went over his shoulder.
Yeah, really a tough angle. You wouldn't think that too many pucks would get deflected in at that spot. Perlini trying to cut to the front of the net. Maxwell with a nice job to help out Mingo to knock that loose as it comes to the line for Weber. Off to Mbach between the circles. Perlini, and he hit the post. Near side post rung by Brett Perlini.
There's that high guy kind of lost in the upper slot there, and Perlini hits the post.
That's what you were talking about earlier in the game.
Right.
Weber at the line. Cross ice, a shot, they score. Right in front, Sean Szydlowski on the deflection. And we're tied at 2.
Szydlowski, not a stranger for the goal column, with 14 before this game, got his 15th there. Kind of just parked in front of the net and got a stick on it. Saul shoots it. A big guy, defenseman for Fort Wayne, right on the ice, and nice deflection there for his 15th of the year.
Now and it comes just under 2 minutes after Toledo had scored to take a 2-1 lead.
There's a big shift, try to get that momentum back, and they get it here.
Yeah, they do, with Rankin coming in for a try, and that went high and wide. Shalla over in the far corner, spins free, looked back to the line for Silva. Pass got tipped, and Shaftsma with the play. He's got it, going to the front of the net, batted it wide on the pass by Meurs. Boy, he got lost in the shuffle after the pass.
It came out of nowhere.
Crowder up to the line. Gertson, a wrist shot blocked by Rankin. All the way back to the Fort Wayne line. When we start talking about the defense in the game, then we see a couple of offensive plays very quickly back to back.
Right.
Off the window, it comes up to center. Knocked down there. And played right back to the Fort Wayne blue line.
Some confusion over there in Fort Wayne bench.
Yeah, thought might be too many men on the ice call, so they didn't play it. Waited to make sure.
They only had 4 out there.
Yep, wait till you, when in doubt, wait till you have 4.
Right.
And it's sent right to the front of the net. Glove there by Jeff Lurg. Each team with a goal here in the third period. Toledo's from Shalla. Fort Wayne counters from Szydlowski. We're tied at 2. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey. Now they got the signs out here at the Huntington Center. Let's go Walleye. Crowd of just under 6,000 here today. So right around 14 for 2 games. Downtown Toledo. Good Sunday evening crowd.
Nice crowd tonight.
Yep. They've been vocal. They've been into it. Beaupre, top of the left circle with a shot. Wapple boarded away nicely by Jeff Lurg up over the glass and into the netting.
Another example of Lurg just getting the puck out, trying to get another 50-50 draw here.
Well, you snooze, you win. When you're at the next Walleye game, go to Guest Services, register for a chance to win a free mattress. One winner will be announced each month during the hockey season. Banner Mattress, the preferred good night sleep provider to the Toledo Walleye. The Walleye will make a change. Well, really all our penalties started on a change that was not allowed from Toledo's bench.
Right.
It had Coach Lalone very upset. Matter of fact, he took only 1 bench minor during the year last year. The guy who gave him that penalty Andrew Wilk.
No way.
He's done it again. Came against the Wheeling Nailers last year.
Yeah.
And Derek had not picked up a penalty this year as far as a bench minor. And I mean, it goes as a bench minor, obviously,
Right.
but
Yeah. Those two must not like each other. Or are they just,
I don't know.
They don't agree.
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they see eye to eye on everything on the ice. 9 minutes and 4 seconds gone, third period. Let's just leave it at that.
Right.
There's Coach Lalone looking on behind that Toledo bench. He knows this is a tough stretch for the Toledo Walleye. The good news is they are playing 2 of the 3 games against Fort Wayne here at the Huntington Center. Fort Wayne at home, they're 15-5-2. They're a very tough team to play, as you know, in that building.
Yeah, they're a hard team to play there.
Nastasiuk, near side, had it taken away by Perlini. Mbach coming down the near side wall, stepped on the stick of Bo Schmitz, went down to the ice.
Bo Schmitz lost his stick there on that one.
Yeah, he did. As Walters will play it up towards the blue line. Not out yet. Held in. Nastasiuk handed his stick to Bo Schmitz, and a shot from the line by Szydlowski is grabbed by Jeff Lurg as we near the halfway mark here of the third period.
That's nice to see. A 20-year-old rookie, Zach Nastasiuk, reading the play, noticing that his defenseman doesn't have a stick and hands it off to him. It's always better having a defensive player with a stick than a forward.
And Jeff Lurg with the stop. Hold on. Yeah, I was thinking back to that year, and it was 2012-13, the first year Fort Wayne came into the league. That was the year Toledo made the playoffs and dominated Fort Wayne in their building. Yeah. Max Gady got to the blue line before it's knocked away. And it's brought across by Thomas. Sent it wide of the net for Fort Wayne. Down on the near side corner, Shaftsma, their captain, plays it up to the line. Gertzen with a shot, deflected in, and Lurg will just reach out, gather it in, and cover it up. For a whistle, stop and play here at the Huntington Center. Tied at 2 with 9.5 to go, third period. This is Walleye hockey. 9:36 is all that remains. Regulation time, Kyle Rogers, but we are tied at 2 between Toledo and Fort Wayne. They have played one game that has gone past regulation this year, and that was the 1-0 game in Fort Wayne, won by the Komets when they got a power play in overtime. Which, as it works for a power play in overtime, you get to just basically bring a guy out onto the ice. It's a 4-on-3. Out of the new 3-on-3 format. Yeah, for a little bit, no doubt. Prochnow brought it across the line, but they're going to blow it down. Toledo is offside. Andrew Prochnow, first-year defenseman out of St. Cloud State. Prochnow has an assist in the game today. He also had one last night. He's up to 13 on the year, still searching for that first professional goal. Yeah, he certainly is. He'll go off on a change as Sova and Schmitz come out for Toledo. Cross for Sova. And Joe Sova will blast it in. Started his year with the Tulsa Oilers. Was traded basically on Wednesday. Got here in the morning to hop on a bus to go to Brampton on Thursday. Yes, he does. You want to talk about facial hair, you talk about Joe Sova. As Evan Rankin gets across the line, he'll roll it to the front of the net, and it's covered up there by Pat Nagle. There he is with that beard. Yeah, he said that's about a 5 or a 6 month growth right there to where he's at. Well, you know what? Dan Watson, very familiar with the skill set of Joe Sova from a couple of years ago when he was here. Shot off the draw by Nastasiuk, hit the outside of the post. Nastasiuk able to gather it in again, sent it in front. Walters was right in the crease but couldn't get the tip. Puck bounces up near the blue line. Mingo trying to hold it in. It skips out to neutral ice. Withrich will fire it right back in. And around it goes where Thomas will settle it down. Pass came across. Dangerous play in front of the net. Reaching for it was Withrich, but he couldn't haul it in, so it's sent back down into the Toledo zone. Mingo has the puck. Sets it up between the circles in his own zone to Prochnow. Lifted high in the air and out to center. Closing in on 8 minutes left to go, third period. Out of his net, Jeff Lurg will settle it down. 33 saves in the game for Lurg. Leone had it chopped off of his stick, and he'll chase it down inside his own zone. Gets to center ice, lifts it high in the air. Nagle will come out to settle it down there. Fort Wayne's got it again, in behind their own net. Beaupre with a pass near side. Bourke will leave it all the way down to the Toledo line. Glove down there by Freybergs. Played into the Toledo zone. Belzile plays it across far side. Sent in behind the net and around near side wall where it's picked up just outside the left circle by Tyler Maxwell. Headmans for Zombo. Backhands it deep. Toledo's going to go on a line change. Has Rankin. Jenks. And Zombo's still out there right now. Shallow will probably join him in just a moment.
Yeah, Zombo was looking for a chance to get off.
And he got it. Rankin's got the puck. Coming across the line is Rankin. Took a check, but it's left for Jenks. A shot! And a save made by Nagle. Back up to the line. Mingo couldn't hold it in.
Actually worked out great for Rankin. Took two guys, draw to him, and kind of lost his balance. It took both guys out, and AJ walked in for a great scoring chance.
Orlini hands, far side, back in front it goes, and right through the crease, but wide. Picked up, Jenks coming to center. He'll wrist it in from neutral ice, right on Nagle. He'll play it up the near wall, just out of the reach of Shala, and it's back for Mbot. For Soul coming across the line, a wrister right into the glove hand of Jeff Lurg. No rebound on that. As Lurg will take a draw inside his own zone.
You know, the reason AJ Jenks kind of shot the puck there at the blue line at Nagle for an easy save because AJ wanted a change. And with Nagle being quick and being able to move the puck like he can, he got the play right back in and came back the other 200 feet. Now there's a whistle in the defensive zone for Toledo.
That's such a weapon, isn't it?
Yeah.
When your goaltender could play it that well. We've seen it with Jeff Lurg an awful lot.
No,
also.
absolutely. Yep. The thing is, with Nagle, is you want to pressure him, but you have to pressure him smart. You can't go recklessly at him because he'll take advantage of you. But there are nights with these goalies that, you know, they get a little too comfortable and then they do make those bad plays.
Walters coming across the blue line. Gertson lined him up. Walters got rid of the puck and just got out of the way before Gertson could hit him. Goes to the far side wall. Withrich couldn't play it. At center ice, it's tipped by Thomas all the way down the ice, and that's going to be an icing call coming against the Fort Wayne Komets. They were looking for a change. They're not going to be able to get one. Guys like Thomas are going to have to stay out on the ice, as well as Cure. Gertson, those two were ready for a change. And Toledo will send out Leone, Zombo, and Maxwell. Freybergs and Prochnow, the five skaters for Toledo off the draw. Freybergs a shot, and Thomas went down and blocked that.
What a great chance there for Toledo.
I want to give some credit there to Thomas going down in front of that shot.
Yeah, it takes a lot to lay down on the line like that, especially in a game like this, and ultimately got a change out of it.
Maxwell kept it alive for Toledo at the blue line. Prochnow wanted to step up and play it. It got past him. And Fort Wayne unable to advance it as Cheek has it in the neutral zone. On the far side, good hit by Shalla. Forced the puck free, but not out of the zone. Held in. Comes across to Bourke. He'll lose it to the blue line. It's bounced in towards Lurg, and Jeff will cover on that 20 hopper that makes its way in. Under 5 minutes to go. 4:58 to be exact. We're tied at 2. Back to the Huntington Center in a moment. This is Walleye Hockey. Yeah, 4 and 5 looming for the Walleye this coming week. 3 of those, though, here at the Huntington Center. The lone travel to Fort Wayne for an 8 o'clock game on Friday. So not bad.
One. Yeah, nice close game.
Yep.
I'm guessing that's a Friday night.
Yes.
Always 8 o'clock there.
Always 8 o'clock in Fort Wayne on Friday nights.
Be a nice weekend for some fans to travel up.
Oh, yeah. Set up for Shalla. A shot, we talked about it. He's Toledo's leading scorer against the Komets this season. Has a goal today. Got a good chance there for Josh Shalla, the native of Whitby, Ontario.
It's a nice give and go. Bumped it down to Evan Rankin. Rankin saw him break into the net, and Shalla got a nice chance there.
Another guy with big-time junior numbers. 233 points in 256 games in the OHL for Josh Shalla.
He put up a lot of points last year in Cincinnati.
Yeah, a lot of those the last couple of years coming against Toledo.
Yeah.
Always seemed like he found the back of the net against the Walleye. Yep. Off the draw, it's deflected up into the netting. Time remaining is 4:30. That's all that's left to go here in period number 3. Regulation time. We are tied at 2. Stepping in to take the draw is Walters. Face-off won by Toledo. Kane winning that one for the Walleye. They got it into the near side corner. It's Withrich playing it up to the blue line. Knocked down there by Nastasia. Kept it alive for the Walleye. Gertson will try the far side window, and it does get out to center ice. Blocked right down into the Fort Wayne zone. The Komets have it. They're out shooting Toledo 36-24. I wouldn't say the chances in this game are matching those numbers. I think it's been pretty even.
No, absolutely.
Freyberg's backhanded it right into the Toledo bench. Is that why a lot of times, Kyle, when you look at shot numbers, you don't necessarily, sometimes the coaches, will they look at that, or are they looking at something else?
No, they're more looking at scoring chances for. So if you have 36 shots, to say Fort Wayne has 36 right now, they're going to watch the video, say, okay, out of those 36, maybe they had 8, 10 scoring chances for. Or maybe the shot guy is trigger happy with the shot count that night. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of factors, but especially tonight, Fort Wayne's got a lot of shots, but I don't think they're that as good of a scoring chances as it shows.
So they're going to look at it and go, okay, they had 10 scoring chances. Toledo had 10 or 11.
Right.
And the shot number doesn't mean anything
Not
as
really.
much.
Oh, they're definitely going to look at the reasons they're getting them. Maybe the defensive players are finding lanes to get it through, and the forward needs to take a better lane approach to, to block that shooting lane as he's coming out to the defensive play.
Clock moving down to 3:10 remaining here in the third period. It's sent to the side of the net. Nagle will shovel that one loose, and it comes up to center. Numbers for the Komets. Coming across the line. What a job by Joe Sova. Not once, but twice did he knock it away from Bourke. And Toledo will go back the other way as Shala will backhand it to the net. And it's covered up there by Nagle.
Yeah, Joe Sova 3 times getting his stick out there, taking away that pass lane.
Face-off will be inside the Komet zone, and it's Leone to take the draw. Into the corner, and it'll come up towards the line. Knocked down there by Maxwell. Looking for it is Zombo. Zombo got it to Leone. Got his way down into the corner, taken down as he came up towards the circle. Zombo tripped up with battle with Perlini. Picking up the puck is Maxwell to the line. Sova. Sova taken down by Mbach. Very physical defensive group right now for Fort Wayne on this shift, but Toledo was able to hold it in for a bit. Komets will bring it back. They'll get it in behind the net. Sova was there. Knocked it loose up the near side. Maxwell to center. And it'll be all the way back down into the Komet zone. Played there by Nagle. Looking for Nastasiuk in the neutral zone. 2 minutes remaining here in the third period. Walters with a hit on Cody Soul, which gets an extra rise out of the crowd. As Crowder had it for a moment, then it had it knocked loose. Gertson couldn't hold it in for Fort Wayne. Back into the Toledo zone where Bo Schmitz will play it. Schmitz still with a puck. Spins, he's got it. And comes to center ice. Across the blue line, leaves for Woodrich. Hillwine, he fires! And a shoulder save made by Nagle. Schmitz was cutting, looking for the rebound. Long pass to center is tipped across the line. Only 60 seconds left to go here in regulation time. And we're down to under a minute. That's all that remains with us tied at 2. They'll dig at the puck. And Fort Wayne will play it. Creek thrown to the ice by Shala. What a hit there by Josh Shala. Caught Creek and sent him to the ice. Creek's back up, kicks it into the Toledo zone. Sova with a backhand flip, and it'll come up to center ice. Played by the Komets. Daniels down the far side wall, trying to go wide on Prochnow. Daniels still with it. Got it between the circles. Shot by Perlini. Stop. Big rebound in front. Oh, what a save by Lerg. Cheek, was denied by Jeff Lerg. Point blank to take us to overtime. Jeff Lerg coming up with a dandy to end regulation as Trevor Cheek thought he might get a game winner. Jeff Lerg stops him. And we have overtime coming. Check out this save from Jeff Lerg. Seated, and he still makes the save anyhow. What a stop by Jeff Lerg to take us into overtime. Each team will get a point for sure. And we will go into the overtime. Well, how did we get here tonight? Why are we going to overtime? Let's show you. Let's head back early on, second period. Austin Withrich with the shot. Nagle loses his helmet right there to tap in the rebound. Was Zach Nastasiuk. That made it a 1-0 lead for the Toledo Walleye. Back came the Fort Wayne Komets. The pass across, finding the back of the net for Fort Wayne was Troy Bourke. Looked like Jeff Lerg had it for long enough, but it goes in as a goal. And then in the third period, Josh Shallon, little deflection finds its way into the back of the net. Another deflected play for Szydlowski. And then Jeff Lerg with that great save a moment ago to send us into overtime. 3-on-3 hockey.
Hey, Toledo, it's time. It's time. It's time for the overtime.
5 minutes overtime hockey. Will go 3-on-3. Fort Wayne on the year is a record of 3-3 in overtime. They have yet to go to a shootout. Toledo, record of 1-2 in overtime. They just played an overtime game 2 nights ago in Brampton, won by the Beast. Kyle Rogers downstairs. Matt Melzak with you in the broadcast booth as we get this overtime underway. Nastasiuk and Walters starting with Freybergs.
Definitely something I wanted to see with these guys going 3-on-3, Matt.
Yeah, they're out there already. Yep, 2 teams going 3-on-3, and you like the fact that Nastasiuk and Walters are starting.
Absolutely, those guys have been playing well together, and from last night to tonight, here we go.
As Soul loses an edge, Freybergs is away. 2-on-1 with Walters. Freybergs looking, pass across, and getting a stick on it was Szydlowski. At the line, Nastasiuk tried to feather one to the front of the net. That's blocked by Soul. Now Nastasiuk's got to back up defensively. This is what happens in the 3-on-3, isn't it?
Yeah, and the long change, you got to factor that in too. Teams go the opposite way, so it's a long change for both teams.
Jenks had a steam with a shot, and it goes wide. Rebound, and it came off the back wall, and Rankin fanned on it. Look out the other way, 2-on-1. Prochno's back. Meurs in front. Oh, wow. Jeff Lerg! One of the best saves you will ever see. Keeps this game alive.
That, I don't know what to say about that.
And now he plays it to center for Withrich. Into the right circle, a centering pass ahead. And unable to get to it was Prochno, who backs up. Shallow's on the ice as well. Fort Wayne across the line. 3:30 to go in overtime. Another save by Lerg, this time on Bourke. And Shallow will race to center. Shallow has it in front to Withrich, a shot, he hit the post. 3-on-1 Fort Wayne, back the other way. Bo Schmidt's the only one back, and the pass goes wide of Cheek. And we have a whistle. What was the whistle for? Fort Wayne may be guilty of a too many men on the ice call in overtime.
Matt, how about that save by Jeff Lerg? You know, talking about that earlier, is you think you have these 2 goalies beat, and they're going to surprise you with a crazy save, and Jeff Lerg right there with an unbelievable save.
Okay, he had the one in Elmira last year that was unbelievable. This one may be even better.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that's unbelievable. That's sticking with the play. And Jeff doesn't have quit in him, and you know, that's one of the examples of him being one of the best goalies in the league.
My goodness, there is a penalty call going against the Fort Wayne Komets here in overtime. Too many men on the ice against the Fort Wayne Komets. Boy, oh boy, Gary Graham got to be shaking his head back there behind the Fort Wayne bench. That happens though, you're in the long change and you're trying to make a play, correct, Kyle?
No, absolutely. And with all those line rushes, there's so much emotions going on right there. You know, with a 3-on-1, a crazy save by Jeff Lerg. There's so much, you know, emotions going on. Your mind's racing, and sometimes you do jump the bench early, and you're guilty of a too many men.
How about that Jeff Lerg save? I mean, this thing, it's unbelievable.
You know what? Jeff committed to that pass across. A nice play by Fort Wayne. You know, trying to wait him out. But Jeff Lerg right there with a sprawling save. That's going to be one of the best saves in Toledo hockey, I would say.
in Toledo hockey history. I think you could give that one.
That might be a Ramsey save right there.
Oh, boy. Now that is unbelievable, and it leads to a power play for the Walleye here in overtime. Their third power play of the game. Fort Wayne has had 3 chances on the man advantage, but Toledo goes 4 on 3. That's the thing here in the overtime. We mentioned it earlier on in the broadcast.
This kind of the same scenario happened in Fort Wayne, I believe, in overtime where Fort Wayne had the power play.
They did. That was in the 1-0 game. That was won by the Komets on a power play in OT. Can Toledo do the same thing as they have the puck? Minute 35 to go. Man advantage. Jenks with it to Freyberg. Fake the shot. Goes across. Wuthrich a one-timer, and it's squeaked wide. Kept alive by Jenks over to the near sideboard. Wuthrich, another penalty call is coming on a check from behind. Down into the near side corner. Will Weber doesn't like it, but he took down Evan Rankin.
Yeah, I don't know what he doesn't like about that, man. That was clearly a cross check from behind. I don't know why Weber was arguing there with Andrew.
Yeah, let's take a look at it again, and it's before the puck's even anywhere near him.
Yeah, you could pick interference. You could throw boarding out there if you want, or a cross-check.
So Will Weber gets the penalty, 2 minutes for cross-checking. So another Walleye player comes out onto the ice. It's a 5-on-3 here in overtime with 1:22 for the overtime 5-on-3. 2:30 is all that is left here in overtime. Oh, a wonderful chance to win it for the Walleye. It's Jenks, fires the shot. That goes wide, picked up by Rankin. Has Shala out in front, gives it off to Freyberg. To Wuthrich. Wuthrich thinking about the shot, goes to Rankin instead. Across, Jenks a try! And Nagle may have got a piece. Freybergs will settle it down again at the blue line. Off to Wuthrich, back to Freybergs. Low rim of the right circle to Jenks. Shala and Rankin out in front. They'll try for Rankin, and he missed. Comes up to the line. Wuthrich, great hustle to keep it in. 45 left in the 5-on-3. Right circle, it's Jenks. Jenks back across Wuthrich. Wuthrich, side of the net, kicked out by Rankin, but covered by Nagle.
Some good chances there, Matt. I believe one of these teams, they're going to call a timeout here and regroup and put the guys out they definitely want out there for the last 38 seconds here on the power play, or maybe Fort Wayne needs their guys to get a little break here.
Well, Toledo used their timeout before the power play started when they were going to the 4-on-3. Well, they still have 38 seconds here, Kyle, left to go in the 5-on-3. And they'll have Walters, Nastasiuk, Maxwell up front, Schmitz and Prochnow at the blue line. And it's Schmitz, one-timer, blistered it just wide. Prochnow has it, top of the right circle. Off to Bo Schmitz again, looking down low, has Nastasiuk a shot, and that's covered up by goaltender Pat Nagle.
Nastasiuk kind of trying to catch Nagle sleeping there, trying to stuff it near side. One of those harmless shots that we talked about, but maybe you catch Nagle sleeping and sneak it underneath him 5-hole.
Is that because of the fact that Toledo's had a couple of plays across the goal mouth, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely reason why these guys might be shooting that, is because Nagle's cheating a little bit, and Toledo sees that, so they're going to take that chance to try to stuff one in.
That was Zach Nastasiuk on the last try. Walters on the draw. It's loose and cleared out by Daniels. 15 to go in the 5-on-3. Toledo needs to hustle. They still have time, though, in the bench minor. Too many men on the ice that will expire here in the next couple of seconds. And then the cross-checking call. Walters has the puck, a shot off the glove of Solon wide. Bourke is out of the box. 5-on-4 power play. 30 seconds left to go in OT. Centering pass in front, gathered in by Walters. Walters will take it top of the left circle. Wants to go back to the blue line with a pass. He'll spin. 20 to go in the man advantage. Nastasiuk down low. Goes up to the line to Schmitz. And across Prochnow, one-timer. That's blocked. Maxwell centered it. Walters was in front. He was taken down. And the puck will be cleared out to center ice.
Well, that could have been another slashing penalty.
Bourke has it. Coming across the line. Bourke a move. And it got knocked away. Then he fed it right in front off of Lurg. Came up and out to center. Power play has expired on Toledo. They're 0 for 4 in the game against the second best penalty kill unit in the ECHL.
Nice little move there, a nice poke check by Jeff Lerg to kind of push it to the corner. What an unbelievable overtime we've had here, Matt.
Oh my goodness, end to end, great chances in the early going. Fort Wayne thought they had it won until the left arm of Jeff Lerg came flying back. Now we'll go back to the 3-on-3 for the last 28.6 seconds in this game. And if nobody scores in that, we will have ourselves a shootout. As Fort Wayne has the punt. Rankin and Jenks along with Freyberg's up front. It's tipped in. Beaupre will chase after it. Freyberg's after him. Ties him up. Jenks will have it with 10 to go in overtime. He'll look up, sees the clock. Races to center. Trying to weave his way across the line. He did. The pass across for Rankin got deflected. And it's out to center and the horn will sound. We will go to a shootout. Well, first, it was the great save by Jeff Lerg. Then it was the 5-on-3 for Toledo. Each team, great chances to win it. Neither does in overtime, and we go to a shootout. The first time in 47 games for Fort Wayne that they will go to a shootout. They have yet to even be in a shootout this year. Toledo has been in a shootout 7 times. They have a record of 4-3.
That's kind of a crazy stat there for Fort Wayne, not to be in a shootout in that so many games.
You would think that, but with the 3-on-3 rules, they've been in overtime
right.
A league low 6 times going into today's game, this being their 7th, and all of their games had ended in overtime prior to today.
Wow. I didn't think it was going to make it to a shootout as well, Matt, especially with the scoring power these two teams had. But then again, you talk about Jeff Lerg and Pat Nagle, you never know what's going to happen.
You're absolutely right, Kyle. Said it better than anyone could. You get these goaltenders in, you just never know. And now we'll see what happens here in the shootout. As it will be Brett Perlini coming over the board first to shoot for the Fort Wayne Komets. Jeff Lerg will take the nets to our left. Pat Nagle the nets to our right. And they're ready to go for the shootout. Perlini against Lerg to start. Played with a Walleye a couple of years ago during the 2013-14 season. Perlini in, backhander, and it hit the outside of the net. Toledo will start with Evan Rankin. His first attempt in the shootout this season. And he's got it. Coming in on Nagle. Waits and shoots, and it goes wide. Boy, he had Nagle, it looked like, Kyle.
Yeah, and you know Evan was trying to go up top there as he just missed the net wide with Nagle laying down. Evan tried to go up top and just missed the net.
And that will bring out over the bench Sean Szydlowski to shoot for Fort Wayne here in the shootout. Slowly coming in on Jeff Lerg. Lerg went for the poke check and Szydlowski lost it.
That's definitely a nightmare for any player coming down on a penalty shot when the goalie dives out there for a poke check, as Jeff does so well here. It makes you think that much quicker. He just lost the puck. Great job by Jeff Lerg.
Jenks is next. AJ on the year, 5 of 6 in shootouts. Coming in, he scores! The fist pump from AJ Jenks, his 6th shootout goal of the year.
Wow, that's his move too. He's got a hard shot and it's a quick release and he just puts it 5-hole.
He just loves to wait for that moment, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's good at waiting it out, and when he sees the opportunity to do it, he snaps it real hard.
A save by Lerg, and Toledo wins the game. Crowder in. His shot kicked away by Lerg, and the Walleye win it in a shootout, 3-2. They're on their feet at the Huntington Center. AJ Jenks scoring in the shootout. Hugs for Jeff Lerg. You give him that save in overtime, and Toledo wins the game. Every one of the Walleye players giving Jeff Lerg a hug for that stop in OT as Toledo wins it. A final score, 3-2 in the shootout. A roller coaster ride of a game that'll end the Walleye way. Win number 29 on the year for Toledo. They win 2 of the 3 this weekend, take 5 of the 6 points. All right, let's head down to Kyle Rogers with what happens to be a very happy Coach Lalone.
No, absolutely, Matt. Coach, all I can say is wow.
What an entertaining game. That was unbelievable. Obviously, Jeff Lerg was phenomenal late in the game into overtime, but a ton of credit to our guys. Obviously, we're depleted. The worst thing that could have happened to us was an injury on the D-core, let alone in our top 4. And it happens early in the game. For the guys to rally like that and beat a lineup like that, it was a huge, huge, gutsy character win for us and a great weekend.
Well, Coach, you always talk about elevate the game, and that was one of your teaching points tonight. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, one, this is probably the best opponent we've faced in a long time. Roster-wise, they're a very deep team. It's a rival. We need to elevate our game for what it's been the last 3-4 games to give ourselves a chance to win. And then it's something we've talked about between periods, and the guys did that tonight. Good sign going forward.
Next week, another tough matchup against this team. They're Friday night back home against them. Colorado coming in Wednesday, and then Kalamazoo 4-5. What do you tell the guys?
It's just a tough grind. Manage the next 2 days. Be smart about how you handle yourself away from the ice, and just battle. It's a dog days. It's a 7 games and 10-day stretch, and of course, it's when you go through injury and call up. But it's adversity. We'll be good through it. Great. We'll enjoy this for tonight. Get ready for Wednesday.
Well, Coach, that goatee's working out. Do you think you're going to shave it, or should you let it ride?
I'm shaving it. It's absolutely awful. I'm shaving it.
Well, hey, congratulations. Great weekend, and good luck next weekend.
All right, that is Coach Lalone and Kyle Rogers downstairs. Following this win today for Toledo, 3-2 over the Fort Wayne Komets in a shootout. We'll be back here to the Huntington Center in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. We're going to look back on this game. Much more to follow. 3-2 your final in a shootout. This is Toledo Walleye Hockey.
That's what we ordered, was matted. And he even put some stuff over top of it to mat it down. Did you just did it?
We're going to do highlights.
Oh, where have you done it?
All right, we're back here at the Huntington Center in downtown Toledo. Final score. 3-2 Toledo winning this one in a shootout, a thriller here at the Huntington Center. Matt Melzak, Kyle Rogers back with you. Happy faithful leaving the friendly confines of the Huntington Center after this one. Kyle, I think your line to Coach Lalone was epic after the game. Coach, all I can say is, wow. That's what it was to finish out today.
That was the craziest game I've seen here in a while. Especially even thinking about back to playoffs. This game was full of emotions, and how Toledo kept their emotions in check and elevated, like Coach talked about. That was definitely a key point that he had, is to elevate their game and to get better as a group and to deal with the adversity that they have to dealt with. And even when the game got tough, they kept their heads, kept their emotions in check, and won the game in an unbelievable matchup.
Yeah, they certainly did. Let's take a look at how Toledo got it done on the ice on this Sunday evening. to pick up a victory over the Fort Wayne Komets. We go to the second period after a scoreless first. Zach Nastasiuk there on the rebound to tap it into the back of the net. Toledo a 1-0 lead.
Well, Austin Withrich with a great shot from the point, and he's had some great shots, and threw it on Nagle. Helmet goes flying off. He wants to whistle, doesn't get it. First goal's in the net.
And then Fort Wayne counters with that goal that does sneak between the pads of Jeff Lerg and into the back of the net to tie the game at 1.
That's definitely a question I'm going to ask Jeff when he gets out here, is what's his thought on that goal. He wanted to whistle, I think, a little quicker than what had happened.
And how about that one? Little surprise for Pat Nagle on the tip by Josh Schall. It made it 2-1 Toledo, but it only lasted 2 minutes before Szydlowski tied it.
Yeah, that was one of those quick shot from the corner from Rankin, and Schall was there for a nice deflection.
And then Jeff Lerg, that we almost forgot about that save at the end of regulation time, just to send it to overtime, and then this one in the overtime.
That's unbelievable, Matt. That's one of the greatest saves I've seen here and in hockey in a while, and it couldn't happen to a better person with the work ethic that he puts in. Just nice to see that save.
Yeah, that's right on par with the one he had in Elmira last year. He got the poke check, went 3 for 3 in the shootout in saves, and A.J. Jenks, that's the game winner with that patented move of just waiting until he gets the 5-hole opened up, and he scored 6 times this year in shootouts, getting the game winner for Toledo.
That's a great ending to a great hockey game. A.J. Jenks continuing to play well, and his 6th goal in the shootout is quite the accomplishment for any player, and he does it so well. He waits out the goalie and waits for that great opportunity to use that quick release that he has and just puts a 5-hole.
Yeah, he is 6 for 7 this year, Kyle, in shootouts.
That's awesome.
That's unheard of.
No, it is, and it couldn't happen to a better player. We always talk about these guys working hard in practice, and it's another example. And let's not forget, Jeff Lerg works on these after practice. He'll stick around and have guys do shootouts or breakaways on them, and it's a fun game with the guys in practice, and it paid off tonight in the game.
It certainly did. So Toledo comes away with the 3-2 shootout victory. Another 1-goal game between these two teams. Stay tuned because, oh, by the way, they play each other Friday night in Fort Wayne, Saturday night this coming week right back here at the Huntington Center.
It's definitely going to be exciting next week. These two teams are always fun to watch, and let's not rule out Colorado coming in, new face that Toledo hasn't faced yet, and then Kalamazoo, a team that played well the last week, and it kind of handed it to Toledo, so I'm sure Toledo wants to match up and play them again Sunday and have a good game.
Yeah, certainly. That's what's coming up for the Toledo Walleye. Their next game is Wednesday night on the 17th, taking on the Colorado Eagles, and I think you're standing by, Kyle, with a guy that just continues to wow us.
Well, definitely a great game here, Jeff. You got your 20th win. I love talking to you after playing against Fort Wayne because I believe it brings the best out on you. How'd you feel tonight?
Definitely. I love playing against a top opponent like that. I think they have probably the most explosive offense in the league, so I know I have to be at the top of my game, and kind of pushes me to get better, and I love playing against a great goaltender in Nagle, and fortunate for me, we got Jenksy in the shootout that's almost automatic, so I just had to make a couple saves, and fortunate to get the win.
Well, let's talk about that goal. I know you had a question about the whistle. What were your thoughts when the goal went in against you? What were you thinking?
Yeah, well, I initially thought I saved it, obviously, because I felt it under me, but I think my momentum carried my pad back into the net. I'm not sure, from my perspective, if he blew the whistle before my pad slid into the net, but obviously they came around and saw my pad in the net and call it a goal, but I'd like to look back and just see if the whistle had blown before I actually slid into the net.
Okay, now let's talk about the save, and you know what save I'm talking about. We could even talk about the save that got this to overtime right before, but that save in overtime, as we're going to see here, thoughts, talk us through it.
Well, it's a tough transition play. For me, I had a feeling he was going to go back the other way, but that's just something that if you watch Dominic Hasek back when he used to play for the Red Wings, I learned that move from him, just a desperation type play. And fortunately, he didn't go upstairs, or else it could have been over. But I'll take it. It's nice to make a save like that and then go out and get the victory afterwards.
Well, that's what I always talk about, Jeff, with you, is the second effort. And you're a guy that doesn't quit, and you're not going to quit out there. And there's a prime example, and it's fun to see that with a great guy and a great player, great teammate as well. It just has to be exciting to see that right now.
Oh, it was very exciting to make that save. I don't think I've made as many desperation type saves like that just yet this year. So kind of in the back of my mind, I was hoping to get one at some point, and that was a great timely save. And like I said, I'm fortunate to finally get that 20th win. I was in a little bit of a small slump for myself, and it just felt good to get back, play against a good team, and forced me to get better. And we came out on top, so it was nice.
Well, next weekend, 4 and 5, Colorado Wednesday. Unfortunately, Fort Wayne Friday and Saturday, and then Kalamazoo, a team that I'm sure you guys want to, get back on top, especially after last weekend. What do you guys do to get ready for that?
Well, we got to be smart, just take care of ourselves. A lot of games and a lot of hockey to be played. We've had a couple breaks recently where we've had Monday and Tuesday off to kind of gear up and be ready for this. So now it's just time to go play and perform, and I kind of like it. I want to get back into a groove of playing a game every couple days. I felt with a lot of the time off, it was tough for me to stay in that groove. So now it's just time to keep on playing, and most likely for me, I'll be back in next game against Fort Wayne, and that's a huge test in their building. So, and they'll be fired up to try to get some revenge.
Well, thanks a lot for your time, Jeff. It was great to watch you out there. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you. Very excited to finish the weekend strong.
Well, there you go, Matt. A save that is definitely one of the best in Toledo history that I think that I've seen in a while, and couldn't happen to a better guy, Jeff Lurk.
No doubt about it. Boy, that was as entertaining as a save as we're ever going to see. I remember the one he had in Elmira last year, where he reaches back, bats it out of the air while it's still in the air to make sure it doesn't go into the back of the net. Very similar to that. He is just so much fun to watch. Let's take a look at our Pro Medica shot of the game right now, Kyle. And we go back into the shootout, and Kyle, here he is, A.J. Jenks.
All right, there's that patience, kind of waits and lets Nagle commit to something. And he actually opens up his 5-hole, and A.J. with that quick release just hits it home, and his 6th out of 7. It's unbelievable to think about.
Yeah, it really is, the way he is. And it's the same move, and no one can stop it. You know it's coming, but yet he is going to find the back of the net with it. And you talked about it, the quick release obviously factors into that, and his patience.
Yeah, it's one of a kind, and it's nothing really special. It's not a crazy move that you're expecting a big-time goal scorer to do. It's a thinking process, and A.J. just waits him out and just hammers it home.
And that's why Toledo comes away with 2 victories on the weekend. They get 5 out of 6 points. 2 games against Brampton. They lose in overtime, but come back, win in a shootout today over an extremely excellent, I don't know how else to put it, Fort Wayne team. This is as good a team as we faced all year.
Yeah, they're the top team, just like Toledo. So, and you hear Coach talk about it. You want to play games like this because it's so fun, to try to determine where you're at in the standings, how you match up against a top team, and even with the the little adversity that Toledo has with the shorthand in the back, with Dawkin getting hurt, call-ups, and Zarnausen hurt. Just a huge test for Toledo, and for them to stick with it and even have the lead for a bit, and then getting a goal against, and then winning it in overtime. It's just a huge team effort, and it was fun to watch.
Yeah, and I'm glad you asked Jeff Lurg about preparing for the 4 and 5 coming up. You're in the midst of a 7 in 10 right now. 7 games in 10 days. A couple days, you go off the ice tomorrow, back maybe a light skate on Tuesday, something like that, just to kind of get the blood moving again. But the coaching staff, training staff, they're all ready for this.
No, absolutely. Yeah, they know how the guys prepare, and they might get that day off to rest up a bit, as they probably deserve. But nobody knows they're better than the players, so I'm sure Coach will ask them, hey, what do you want to do? And I'm sure they're going to get pretty happy result.
They'll be ready to go for sure. Next game for the Toledo Walleye is coming up Wednesday night, February 17th against Colorado. Get your tickets now at ToledoWalleye.com. For my broadcast partner, Kyle Rogers, and our entire crew, my name is Matt Melzak. Again, your final score from here at the Huntington Center, Toledo 3, Fort Wayne 2 in a shootout. Good night, everyone.